All right, so we are going to play a game tonight called Tales from the Loop. I'm very excited to try it. I've never run it before. And I'm playing with some new people tonight. Welcome. I'm Patrick. You can also call me Sprout. Why don't we just go around and we can introduce ourselves really quick?
I'll go first. Hi, I'm Kat. How y'all doing?
Not bad. Hi, I'm Ryan, or Pringles.
All
Nice
right.
to meet you all.
Nice to meet you as well.
Did you say Brian?
Ryan.
Ryan?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Okay. I'm Mason.
Mason. Nice to meet you all. Okay.
Hello.
Welcome. So, we're gonna be playing Tales from the Loop tonight. I'm hoping this should take. I plan on this only taking 3 hours. Because I know I tend to get a little sleepy after 10 p.m. I'm at that stage in my life. But we will be playing very active people. We'll be playing middle schoolers tonight in our game Tales from the Loop, which is very much based on sort of Stranger Things and E.T. and the Goonies and things like that. So let's go ahead and we will start by making our characters. And let me pull up what we need for that.
We need physical sheets in front of us.
No, I put a form fillable PDF in the Discord general thing.
Excellent. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Uh-huh. No worries. No worries. All right. Now, speaking of which, I want to pull that up. There's also a cheat sheet in there, which you guys are welcome to reference. It is very handy. Has all the rules that you'll need. So.
You said you put the.
It's in
sheet
the.
in the general.
Yeah.
Is it pinned?
I can pin it. Hold on.
That would be great. Thank you.
Yeah. Pin and pin. There you go. And then I will actually do this. All right. So we will start tonight by picking our God, what's this game called them? Our types. And so this is going to be the trope of your character. Are you the bookworm? Are you the jock? Are you the popular kid? Are you the weirdo? Like, where do you fall as far as the role that you play in your school social scene? If you're thinking like Breakfast Club, what character are you in the Breakfast Club? Would be a really good analogy for that. And one thing to remember as we're picking our characters and we're making our characters tonight, one, all of your characters are friends. That's a really important thing to remember as we go through our things this evening. We have background with each other, and we spend a lot of our free time together. That is sort of the mentality that you should be bringing to your character creation. You, of course, are welcome to make it as unique as you'd like, but that is something that you need to remember. You also need to pick how old you are. Your age ranges from 10 to 15 years old. So you're in middle school or just starting high school. One thing to remember though, the older you are, the more skill points you have, but the younger you are, the luckier you are. So there is a balance there. So take a moment to look through the. Did I not post? You know what? I will post this right here as well. You need the actual book. It might be too big for Discord. Yeah, it's too big for Discord. How will I get this to you? I'll post a Google link. Give me one hot second, and then you guys can take a look. Kat actually has the physical book, so Adventures Not D&D, Kids in High School, Tales from the Loop. Is this the right one? Here we go.
I recognize this art style. Is this guy like this guy's like been on the internet?
Yeah,
He's hot on Twitter, right?
he's pretty hot on Twitter. He was pretty hot on a lot of things. His name is Simon Stalenhag.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm saying his last name right. And they actually made a Amazon series based on the artwork as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. It was. I've watched a couple episodes. It was very. I think it was the same guy that did Dark, if I remember
Oh.
right.
Is it a series just based on the art, or is it also based on the story?
The few episodes I saw were very. I mean, but the answer is yes. It's very much both. So all the stories focus on kids, but they're like different kids, and their parents do different things. And there's a house that disappears, and then there's a kid that touches an orb, and then there's one where there's robots and children and stuff like that.
Okay.
I never finished watching it just because it got away from me, but I enjoyed it from what I was watching. So yeah, I would recommend it. All right, so let's see. You guys should be able to find the character archetypes starting on page 49. That is the little checklist for how to make your players, how to make your characters, and then after that is the sort of the sheets for class, if you want to think of it in terms of D&D. Now, one thing about the book is you'll look through it that doesn't really matter for tonight. You'll notice that there is a lot of orange names in brackets. You can kind of ignore that. The book was written for a Swedish setting, and the orange brackets are what you would say if you were playing in an American setting. We will be playing in an American setting because I can't speak Swedish, and I don't want to butcher every name that I come across. So. Oh, we just lost what's his name? He's back.
Oh, there we go.
All right. Okay, so I know that we're kind of this is our first time for all this, but does anybody have a character archetype that they are very excited or intrigued by?
If no one else is like feeling some super strong feelings about it, I would love to take a stab at the bookworm.
Okay, that tracks.
Yeah. I might go for the computer geek, maybe.
Computer geek, okay. Remember, this is the 80s. So a computer geek in the 80s is very different than today.
Yeah. Either or the troublemaker. I'm not sure which.
So a lot of the things remain the same, but they're not gonna have a Twitter.
Yeah, there's a lot of computers back from there.
Yeah.
What page are the archetypes?
They start on page 49.
49. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I like scrolling. It's my favorite.
Okay, so we got a computer geek, we got a bookworm, we got a bunch of nerds. And we don't need to worry about party balance. This game is not really built around that kind of idea. And there's not really much in the way of combat either. It's going to be very much of a different vein than what you expect from like D&D or Monster of the Week or something like that.
Do you pick something as the GM?
No.
No. Okay.
I don't even have
So
to roll
then-
dice. It's fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for a rocker.
Rocker. All right. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, so that's the other thing. Even though this is a fictional world, all of the cultural touchstones of the '80s are still very much true. So Ferris Bueller's Day Off is still a very good movie. Depeche Mode is still a very good band. Super Mario Brothers, just came out or whatever, and your kids, your player characters' names are kids. Your kids are really into. God, I'm gonna show my ignorance here. Other kids stuff in the '80s. Y'all have Walkmans, stuff like that.
Were any of us alive in the '80s?
I'm a '90s baby, so.
Okay.
91.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 92. Yeah.
What about you, Boom?
I was 95.
We
It's
got a good range in 90s here.
Oh yeah, my I would say my formative years were definitely late '90s, early 2000s. But the sequel of this game is called Things from the Flood, and that actually takes place in the '90s. It's much darker though. It's based on kids in high school, and like your characters can die and stuff like that. That is the other thing to remember. There are, if we look at the cheat sheet, there are 5 things to remember about this game. They're called Principles of the Loop. And the first thing to remember is your hometown is full of strange and fantastic things. So there's flying cars, there's robots, there's a little bit of time travel. And most of the strange and fantastic things come from the presence of what is called the loop, which is a particle accelerator that was originally built in the 60s. And that's true for like every iteration of Tales from the Loop. That's what the loop is in Tales from the Loop. It's a particle accelerator. You as kids really don't need to know much more than that because you're kids. Like maybe your parents work at the loop or, are visiting the loop or something, but you're just, hanging out and want a grilled cheese. Everyday life is dull and unforgiving. That's another principle of the loop. We will be having scenes from everyday life. It's important to balance that with the strange and fantastic. So you will still have to go to school. You'll still have homework. You'll still have to deal with bullies and, middle school crushes and stuff like that. We're all above 18 here, right? Our real selves? Okay. Then I don't really care too much about, I'm okay running romantic situations as long as everybody's above 18. Yeah, so keep that in mind. Everybody has to go to school and pass their math test as well as deal with, rogue robots and stuff like that. Principle 3, adults are out of reach and out of touch. Adults are very much sort of Charlie Brown adults. They are in the background. They do not help very much. You can still talk to them. A lot of them will still be very important to the plot, but they're much more likely to cause trouble than anything else. Although some of them will do things like heal you, but they are not going to help you break into places, if that makes sense. Principle.
They're cool.
Exactly, not if they're cool. Principle 4: the land of the loop is dangerous, but your kids will not die. Nobody dies in none of the kids die in Tales from the Loop. We don't need that here. Principle 5: the game is played scene by scene. Very much think about a movie or TV shows. And Principle 6, and this is important for all of us together, the world is collaboratively described. So I, as a GM, will be painting most of the picture, but I'll leave a lot of blank spots for you. And if you guys want to tweak something, you're welcome to. So if you want to say, oh, my dad works at the Loop, you can totally say that. I'm not going to stop you. Or you can say that you have a connection with certain characters, or that you have certain items. That's totally fine. So
in this book it says anchor. Where would I put the anchor?
On your character sheet?
Yeah.
There's a box for it.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
So it is.
Yeah.
And then the relationship to other kids, we can't fill that bit in yet, can we?
We are going to talk about that in a bit. Yeah. All right. So, let's see. Where do we talk about that actually? Page 63. Okay. Okay, so let me take some notes here. We have a bookworm, a computer nerd, and a rocker. That's a nice balance.
It feels like a pretty natural click.
Yeah.
Rocker. All right. Next important question. How old are each of you?
I've gone for the middle ground of 13.
13. All right. 13-year-old computer nerd.
Yeah.
Can I be
I was-
13 too?
Yeah, you guys can all be 13. I don't care.
I was about to be 13. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can all be. You can all just be freshly minted teenagers.
Yeah, it seems like a good middle ground.
Lovely.
Yeah. And that would explain why we're all friends, because we're all in the same class.
Sure, you're all in the
Yeah,
same
okay,
grade.
that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, you all have Mrs. name to be determined for your homeroom.
I'm trying to think of a 80s song.
Very important. All right, so now that you're all 13, you all have 13 points for your 4 attributes that you can put in however you want. And remember, your 4 attributes are body, tech, heart, and mind.
Do key
many points?
Oh, go ahead.
So, how many points did you say? 13 or 14?
13. You have attribute points equal to your age,
Okay.
and you can split that among the 4 main attributes however you wish. Although I would suggest keeping it in line with your chosen class.
How does that relate to our key skills from our character type?
That's a good question. One of the later things, I just hand you 10 skills, and you can put that into your 10 points for your skills, and you just put that out in wherever you want. So whenever you roll for something, I'll ask that you roll a number of dice equal to the attribute plus your skill plus anything like an item or a NPC that's present that would help you or something like that. So if I tell you that you're going to sneak past a guard, you would roll body. You would roll a number of d6s equal to body plus sneak.
Okay, so if our type gives us key skills, does that mean we get like advantage on those skills, or do we like
That is a good question. Let's see.
like what's the important of our character type key skills?
That is a great question. I will tell you that in a
Yeah,
moment.
we should all look at
Not to go all like
No, rules are important. That's why we have books. All right. The attribute score. Your attribute score is maxed out at 5. And correspond to the number of dice you roll whenever you try and overcome capital T trouble.
Oh, that's why my math wasn't mathing.
You need to take at least 1 in each attribute.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Determine your age. So each attribute has 3 connected skills. These are areas where kids are well trained. Okay. So you can. So I'm looking here on page 58. Under skills, these areas where kids are well trained. This is my first time playing Tales from the Loop as well, so I'm learning with you. The level of the skills vary between 0 and 5 and correspond to how good they are. At the start of the game, you distribute 10 points among your skills. Okay, so here's what's important. You may take up to level 3 in the 3 key skills of your type. So if I was the weirdo, my key skills are sneak, investigate, and empathize. I can take 3 points in any of those, and then the rest of them I can take a maximum of 1.
You said that one more time.
Yeah. So let's say that I'm a 13-year-old weirdo.
Mm-hmm.
Weirdo's key skills are sneak, investigate, and empathize. I have 10 points to put between all skills. I can put a maximum of 3 into my key skills of sneak, investigate, and empathize, but a maximum of 1 into everything else. I can also leave them at 0.
Okay.
Wait, okay, so that's the 10. Then what's the 13?
The 13 is for body, tech, heart, and mind.
Oh, so like the body, tech, heart, and mind.
They're called attributes.
And the 10 is
Get
for
their
all
own-
of them. All
yeah,
12,
they get their
right?
own numbers, but then
Yes.
the skills get different numbers.
Yes. So, like, if the weirdo wants to make a sneak check, right? Let's say that they put 3 points in sneak, 3 of their 10 points into sneak, and they're 13 years old, so they put 5 points into body. They would roll 5 dice for their body roll plus 3 dice for their sneak. They'd be rolling 8 dice. 8d6s. And a success is usually a single roll of a 6. So this guy's sneaky.
Okay.
Um,
Um,
typically you're rolling your dice and looking for 6s. 6s mean a success. You usually only need 1. In rare instances, you need 2. In really rare instances, you'll need 3. So depending on what you're doing, your kids are going to be able to do most of the stuff they try and do. But they also have a lot of zeros, so they may suck at what they're not able to do because they're kids.
You start with a number of luck points equal to 15 minus 8.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have 2 luck points.
Yes, so that's why younger kids are luckier. They have less skill points, but they have more luck.
Your luck points are replenished at the beginning of every test. You cannot save luck. Never go above your starting luck.
Mm-hmm. And so luck allows you to reroll failed dice. So like let's say you roll 4 dice for something and you don't get any successes. You can use a luck point to reroll. But let's say you roll 4 dice and you get 1 success, but you really want 2 for some reason, so you can succeed with style. You can reroll failed dice even if you succeed on a roll. And that's also true for something called pushing, which is another way that you can reroll dice. Pushing allows you to push your character, push yourself to try and succeed on a roll at the expense of taking a condition. There's where are my lists of conditions here? Drive, relationships, anger, conditions. There are 4 conditions: upset, scared, exhausted, and injured. And you take a -1 on all dice rolls going forward as long as you have that condition. Conditions can be removed at the hideout. And if you take all 4 of them, you automatically become broken, which means just all rolls fail.
we're just putting in numbers in our little boxes.
Yeah, we're just filling in our character sheets right now.
Yeah, I think I'm done as much as I can. with,
All right. Lovely.
Relationships and hideout is left.
What items did you all choose?
I chose a toy lightsaber.
A toy lightsaber, very nice.
I'm gonna choose. Should we go more for useful or more for like story vibes? Does it matter?
You're 13. Okay.
Yeah, okay. I'm choosing a big honkin' encyclopedia.
Oh, you're one of those book nerds.
Yeah. Do I need to bring it with me everywhere? No, it's obnoxious, but I need people to know that I know words that mean the same thing as other words.
Is it a complete encyclopedia or is it just A through G?
We're gonna say it's one of the middle ones. It's like the NMs, so that people think that I've read that far. I haven't. I want you to think that I have.
Okay. What about you, Boom?
I'm gonna do. They had little keyboards back in the 80s, right?
Well, the kid's holding one, so I would assume so.
Well, he has a boom box. So I don't
Oh, you're the rocker, right? Oh yeah.
Like a synth keyboard kind of thing.
Yeah, like a little synth keyboard. I'm thinking
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I want a little keyboard a la
Yeah.
Gene on Bob's Burgers or something like that.
Sure. If you really want to dig deep into the 80s, it could be a keytar.
Oh yeah, it's a
Yeah.
keytar. It's
Okay.
definitely a keytar.
Oh, for sure. Okay. Yeah.
How many items do we get? Or just
1.
Okay.
Okay. So you're all writing this down. That's fantastic. Let's go around. I want to hear what your problem is. Now, to think about your problem, you can keep. It's a capital P problem. So this is like the biggest issue in your young life at this point. It can be fantastical. I would encourage you to try and make it more mundane. Actually, it says in the book it should be part of everyday life, so it should be mundane. You can keep it secret, or you can have told your friends, or it could be public knowledge. It doesn't really matter. I will use your problem to put you into trouble. So keep that in mind. And you should choose a problem that you want to explore during our mysteries. Because I will use your problem against you, and I will also, if it is applicable, I will help you attempt to solve your problem. So you can pick one from the list for each character or make up a new one.
I'm gonna say that my dad is not home as often.
Okay.
Um,
I'm going to pull up a
I don't
Google
know
Doc
why,
here.
but it is that is my problem. Is like my dad is just not home when I want to hang out with him.
Okay, sure. That's a very good problem. Dad not home enough. Would like him to be home more. All right. Fantastic. Great problem to have. Also very 80s.
Yeah.
Although I think absent fathers are a sort of universal truth.
Timeless concept.
Timeless.
Yeah, timeless. All right. What about you? What about the other two?
So my one is I've just gone with the suggested. Well, my parents were always arguing.
Parents are arguing. Okay.
I think we're all choosing parent ones.
Parents are an important part of kids' lives.
Especially in the 80s. Well, anyways.
Pringles, do they have? You don't have to answer this now, but is there something that they argue about more frequently than anything else? Is it money? Is it a drinking problem? Is it he's always at
I'll
work?
say it's the kids. They argue about the kids.
Arguing about the kids.
They're not enough of the kids. They don't want the kids anymore.
Okay. All right. And what about you, Kat?
Mine. I just wrote it down. Okay, so nobody tells me how my dad really died.
Ooh.
My mom tells me that it was a
Oh.
car crash, but the car doesn't have a scratch on it, so I'm suspicious.
Yeah, how did that work?
And when I ask her about it, she's just like, "It makes me sad to talk about. I can't believe you don't believe me."
Okay.
That feels very good for the setting.
All right. Item bookworm. You had an item of an encyclopedia.
A mid-alphabet encyclopedia.
Mid-alphabet encyclopedia.
Didn't want you to know it's mid-alphabet.
Computer had a toy lightsaber.
Yep.
And the rocker had a keytar. These are your iconic items.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, okay. See, these are in the first slot. Okay.
Other items are things you can just like pick up, like a rock or a set of keys or something like that. Okay. Lovely. Let's see. So that's our problem. We have our items. Have you guys thought about your names?
I'm Lizzie.
Lizzie. Okay.
I'm Andrew.
Andrew.
I'm gonna say Daniel.
All right. Daniel.
No, it's actually Janiel with a J.
Daniel with a J. Did it used to be Daniel and you changed it to be cool?
No, it's just weird like that, like January.
Okay, sounds good. All right.
If anybody has seen Auntie Donna's on Netflix, it is that.
I'll add it to my list. Okay, next up we're going to talk about drive. Your drive is the reason that your kid exposes themselves to dangers and difficult situations. It's why they're interested in mysteries. It also is something where if I think your character is a little stagnant, I can use your drive to put your character into some stressful situations. And you can pick from the
Real
list
quick.
or you can make your own.
Real quick,
Yeah.
I just want to call out the problem on the popular kid. It says my aunt lives in our basement and she is crazy. That one looks very fun. Anyways, yeah, drive.
You're welcome to change to a popular kid if you want to play with that.
My drive is I love puzzles because I'm a computer geek. I love solving stuff.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Mine is I need something to brag about. 'Cause
All
I
right.
feel like I'm a bit of a nerd, and I want to brag about stuff. Did you see how many books I wrote?
All right, what about Daniel?
I want to say, I don't want to like being a rock star, but like, I don't think I want to be a rock star. I want to be a musician, right?
Okay.
but I think I want to narrow it down, and it might take some thought. But I'm just gonna say musician.
So remember, your drive should be something that puts you into mysterious or high risk situations. So if you want to say something like I'm doing it to make my life more interesting, so I can be cooler, something like that.
Yeah, like I want the excitement of a rock star.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's how I feel like I can get it. So I just always looking for like crazy adventures.
Okay, wants to be like a rock star / lead an exciting life.
Yeah.
Love it. Perfect. Okay. Getting a full picture of you guys. All right, so we got our attributes, we got our luck points, we got our skills, we got our problems, we got our drive. All right, next up is the pride. Every kid has a pride, something that makes you feel strong, important, and valuable. Pride may be known to the group or it could be kept a secret. I can also use your pride to put you into trouble as the game master by setting up scenes that highlight or threaten your pride. Examples are a classmate turns out to be good or better than you at something at school, dad is losing his job at the fire station, and animals being tormented. I don't do animal violence in my games, but that's an example from the book. Pride is also a tool for you to understand and play your kid. Problems and pride may interact, and pride can even become a problem, but it may also be two separate things. Once per mystery, you can check your pride to get one automatic success on a dice roll. You can do this after a failed roll or even after a successful roll in order to get extra successes. And then you have to explain how your pride has helped you.
What page are you reading on?
I was reading that from page 60.
Thank you.
And you have examples of prides on your class sheets. So I'm looking at the popular kid right now. Their prides are, everybody likes me. I know everything about everyone. If you're a jock, you can say, nobody calls me chicken. That's a good pride.
I'm right in thinking that Pac-Man was big in the 80s, right?
Pac-Man was big in the 80s, yeah.
So.
Yeah, so my pride is that I've got a high score on Pac-Man.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's a good one.
I'm going to push back on that. I would have a hard time as a DM using that to put you into trouble. We can keep that same vein of you being competitive, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes
You
sense.
have,
Yeah.
what about like lots of high scores at the local arcade?
Okay, yeah, we can make it more general.
Yeah.
You know, and you're like really competitive about keeping your name on the scoreboard.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah.
Needs to have his name at the top of the scoreboard. All right.
So, but pride is supposed to be something that we're like specifically confident about.
It can be public or private.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna say play the guitar,
Okay.
but I think that's a private thing.
Okay.
It's private, but you carry it around with you.
He doesn't like to talk about it.
Oh damn.
Don't ask about it. You can gaslight anyone.
Wait,
that
no.
talks
What if?
about it.
What if? Like it's a song. It's a songbook. So like I play the guitar. Everyone knows I can play the guitar, but like nobody knows about my songbook.
Oh, you write your own
Write
songs.
your own songs.
Yeah.
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 Okay. What about working on your first album?
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
This is what's gonna get me seen. Is my 2-minute guitar rock anthem about my middle school love.
There's a lot of source material there you can work with. All right, what about you, Lizzie?
I don't really like the ones in the book.
Okay.
The closest thing is I'm the smartest kid in school, but I think that's too tropey for my character. Does that make sense?
I could also.
About tropes.
I was gonna say you can lean into tropes. Safe space to do that. Yeah. Okay. So you can make up another one, or you can pick one from another sheet if you want.
Can you help
What
me
if it-
brainstorm? Oh, go
What if
ahead.
it was like pressure to be the smartest person in school?
Like your.
Or like
What
keep
if-
your grade, like you
Yeah.
have pride in your grades.
Yeah, what
They're
if
very
I'm
important.
like the second smartest one? Because I can help my
Yeah.
drive to be like I want to be first and second. Really proud of it, but I want to be first. Sorry, first.
Okay. Cool.
Can you play with that?
Yeah, I think I can play with that.
As
Sure.
a DM.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. We got prides. Now we're gonna talk about each other. Define your relationships with the other kids and to NPCs. All right. Relationships. Where do we have our lists of relationships?
At the bottom of 62.
I was seeing if there's like a list of ones that you could choose.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, oh, here we go. Relationships with other kids. You have choices on your character sheets, or on your class sheets.
Okay, so we have bookworm, computer geek, and
Rocker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would we be in school band together?
Sure. I mean, don't ask me. That's a question for the other two.
I mean, yeah. Would that be
that
a
makes
thing?
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, both
I guess so.
musical and also kind of nerdy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I play both sets of keyboards.
I could do a clarinet.
Okay.
That seems nerdy.
So that's how you guys know each other as far as like the space that you inhabit. I'm interested in your relationship. So that does set the stage for our relationships. That's a great place to start from. But if we look at something like the hick, choose one for each other kid or make up your own. They wouldn't survive one day in the woods is one of his relationships with the other kids. Or
Okay.
how can I show them how I really feel?
Question.
Another one is
we-
Another one is annoying sibling. So that's an option. What do you got, Boom?
I'd be writing Lizzie and Andrew in like one of these relationship boxes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you should
I'll be
pick.
taking a note
Yes.
about
I'd say bookworm and computer geek are kind of similar. So like
yeah.
study buddies.
Study
I
buddies
could
would work.
say, study buddies work, and you could also be like my academic competitor. We're still friends, but also
Yeah, we're fighting for that top spot.
Yeah.
yeah.
You're both always there after class asking for extra credit.
Yeah. Could we
I think-
review just because I'm not great with names? Could we review our character name and type so I can write it down?
I'm Janiel, and I'm the rocker.
And you're the rocker. Okay.
Yeah. Do you want like any of the other parts?
No, I remember the other parts. I just
Okay,
meant to write,
okay.
like so I know voice.
Yeah,
voice
for
to
sure.
character.
Yeah.
I will actually put this in the chat. You all are welcome to add to it.
Oh, the Google Docs.
Yeah, my notes in the Google Doc.
Oh, are you note taker?
I'm taking notes. Yes.
You're taking notes. Okay.
Yeah, I just put the notes in the chat too.
Thank you.
Can I be? I feel like I'm not the new kid in town, but I'm the newest kid in town. Like,
Okay.
Lizzie and Andrew. Well, since you're like study buddies, I feel like you've probably been here, and then I'm like I moved here like a year or two ago, so I
Okay.
didn't grow up here.
Okay.
But like
You're
long enough to be
new.
like integrated.
Sure. But still feeling kind of on the outside. because you didn't.
Yeah.
You
right?
didn't all go to kindergarten together or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm gonna say as far as setting is concerned, we are somewhere that is kind of like Seattle. It's a big enough town that you can kind of have everything that you want in your character, but it's not big enough that we're in a city. The book suggested Boulder City. I don't have enough experience with deserts to roleplay that in the real world. So we're in some place that's kind of forested and misty, and it's cold in the winter. It's warm in the summer. And it's in the U.S. Sorry, Pringles.
Right. I'm sure I'll I'll pick it up.
Okay. We've seen enough movies about the U.S. that you can handle it.
Yeah. I'll watch all the movies. Just got Born Identity stuck in my head, but I'm not certain that's set in the UK.
One of them is in the U.K., I think.
Ugh.
Wait. Do we need anything else for relationships?
So you need a relationship for each between each person. So you've given really good relationships for both space and how you're related to both
Oh.
characters together. I want to know how you relate to Lizzie, and I want to know how you relate to Andrew.
I see Andrew at the arcade. I'm not as good as him, but that's how I know you is because we play at the arcade together. And then I met Lizzie in band.
Love it. Writing this all down. I'm gonna refocus it though. I want to know about your relationships. So other examples. So if you want to look at your sheet for examples on relationships, that might be good.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
So So I'm looking at the. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
it's
Yeah.
helpful. I've been going through and stealing them from other sections, from other types. So like I have written for you, Daniel, that we're different but we're still friends.
Yeah. So stuff like that,
Okay.
or like
Yeah.
what's another one that we see in here?
Like I really admire your musical prowess.
Yeah. Like for the jock, you can say, "Oh, he knows everything. That's why I hang out with him."
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your ideas were great though, and I'm writing them down. You guys can totally jump through with them.
Lizzie is a reliable friend.
Okay. All right. I guess I should give you guys. You guys can have editor on this. All right, and then what about your relationship with Andrew?
I'm gonna say he rocks video games.
Okay. That is a thing. All right. Let's turn next to Andrew. Andrew, your relationships with the other kids. What do you got?
So Lizzie is smarter than me.
Do you let her know that?
No.
Okay.
I
Smart
think
choice.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about Daniel?
And he threads on the guitar, but also I don't let him know that. I'm kind of like a bit withheld. I know that they're better than me in certain stuff, but I won't tell them that they're better than me.
Say that again, Say that again, Andrew. I'm sorry.
So like he kills it on the guitar, but I won't let him know that he's good. Like I'm quite withheld about it.
So like whenever I show you like, hey, look at this little beat, you're like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
I guess.
I'll go, yeah, that's alright.
I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I've seen better. All right. What do you got, Lizzie?
Okay, so I have me and Andrew. He is my competitor slash friend slash study buddy, and
Okay.
And for Janiel, we're different, but we're still friends.
All
I pulled
right.
that out of the book. That's why it.
Yeah.
Sure.
I saw it, but I can't. What character is it on?
Oh, it's for.
I saw it and then it disappeared from me.
Computer geek.
I get computer geek. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. All right. Now, fantastic relationships, guys. Love it. You should all each choose 2 relationships to NPCs. And because we're only doing a one shot, I'm going to say you only get 1 NPC. Because
Do we play the NPC?
no, I do.
Well, that makes sense because it's an NPC. Yeah.
Exactly.
Do we have to
My
make
last-
the NPC up, or is there a?
What's that? Say that again.
There's a section on the type sheet.
Yes, there's example NPCs on each of your sheets.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
I missed that bit out.
It's bottom left.
Ooh, I'm gonna take my suggested relationship to NPCs. My mom thinks that she is being followed because she's a scientist, but Dad thinks she's going crazy.
Ooh, that's a good choice.
That's a good
And
one.
I think maybe that's why he's not around.
Okay.
Alright,
So
mine
dad
is- oh,
dad
sorry.
doesn't hang out at home because he can't stand that his wife's getting paranoid.
Yeah, she.
Okay.
Like, that's what I think.
Right, right.
Is mom's getting kind of weird, and Dad's just like, that's weird.
Sure.
Why are you doing that? Stop. Oh, there's more right there. Okay.
Yeah, it continues on to the second column.
Yeah.
All right.
I thought you sounded like you were gonna say
Yeah,
something.
Lizzie.
Yeah, mine is Mary, the school librarian, was my friend until she disappeared. I'm sure that the school janitor, Jeffrey, knows more than he's saying.
Oh, okay.
Did you make that one up? That was very good.
Oh, God, no, that's from the book.
Okay.
I read it straight from the book. And if you read the other character type relationships to NPC, something's going on between the librarian and the janitor. Like he pops up in both of those pop up in multiple
Oh.
types.
Creepy janitor is a trope. All right. What
One
do you?
of them, I forget which one, is like friends with the janitor, and they're like, "Oh, the janitor seems really sad now that the librarian's disappeared."
Oh, that's the hick. Yeah. The school janitor seems so lonely since the librarian disappeared. I wish I could help him.
Oh yeah, the school janitor seems to hate me, but I know he's hiding something.
Is that the one you choose?
No, that's what's in Popular Kid.
Oh, okay.
My choice was my friend Sophie told me there are creatures in the sewers. She thinks that's where the missing kids are going.
Who thinks that?
Classic.
My friend Sophie.
Your friend Sophie. Okay. Creatures in the Sea. Love it.
Where is it? Where did you get that one from? Did you make it up?
I made it up, yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me say it again. I'm gonna write it down.
I kind of reinterpreted the one that was online. My friend Sophie told me there are creatures in the sewers. She thinks that's where the missing kids are going. No, the one that was suggested was my friend Lena told me that strange creatures have moved into the cooling tower. She thinks they are aliens.
Ah,
Kind of just reworked it.
sure, sure. All right. So we have an NPC. We have a relationship with each of each other. Fantastic. Now we're gonna select an anchor. All kids have an anchor, a person you can go to for support, comfort, and care. It can be a friend, a parent, a teacher, or a neighbor. It cannot be another kid. Another capital K kid.
Mine is my science teacher.
Oh, okay.
Mine's my English teacher. Bunch of freaking nerds.
I'm gonna I was gonna say band teacher, but I'm gonna actually say the cool older teen that like works at the arcade and also
Okay.
plays the guitar.
Ooh.
All
One of my
right.
suggestions was mum and dad, and I was like, I can't choose that. They're arguing.
Well, maybe when they're apart, they can be anchors, but not together.
Yeah, that would be a really good opportunity for angst. Because they're your anchor, but good God, they can't stop fighting.
Sure. All right. So one thing to remember about your anchors, if you suffer from one or more conditions, which we talked about earlier with pushing, you can spend a scene with your anchor and heal all conditions. You must allow the anchor to take care of you, and there must be a physical or mental closeness between the two of you. I'm not allowed to put you in trouble in the scene as the game master. If you put yourself in trouble, you do not heal with your. If you put yourself in trouble with your anchor, you do not heal any conditions. So you can't punch your anchor and then ask them for help.
Yeah. Seems a bit suspicious asking my anchor to be physical with me in the 80s.
Sure. Okay, I think that is everything for your individual characters. I'm getting a great picture of all of them. This is lovely. Favorite song is important. You all need to think about a favorite song.
I've chosen. What have I chosen? I chose "Living on a Prayer" Bon Jovi.
Oh, okay.
All right, love it.
What's that called?
It doesn't have to be from the 80s, but it can't be from after the 80s.
Damn. There's a specific like. Go ahead, Lizzie.
I'm gonna go with "Alone" by Heart.
Okay.
It's a banger. I might change that later though if I discover a better.
Does it have to be a specific song?
No.
Because
These have no mechanical effects, by the way.
they'll have mechanical effects.
They do not. No.
Oh, okay, they do not.
No.
I do know this song. Oh, sorry.
Can I have like a favorite album of like this like a not known rock band or something like that?
You would, yeah. You do have to come up with a rock band, though.
Hipster before you.
There's like a
before
specific.
hipster existed.
What was that?
Hipster before hipster was invented.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. Next, I have we have to think about our hideout. The kids have a hideout together where they can be alone and safe. You all agree on where your hideout is together and where it is located. I may not let NPCs find the hideout unless the kids bring NPCs to show them the hideout. You are not allowed to get in trouble while you're in the hideout, but you can put yourself in trouble there. For example, arguing with another kid. That is one thing to remember. You can argue with each other. Character-to-character conflict is encouraged in this system, much more so than things like D&D.
That makes sense.
Yeah. You can heal your conditions in the hideout in the same way as with using an anchor. This requires that 2 or more kids are present. So because there's only 3 of us, I'm going to say you need 1 other kid present. And that they are physically or mentally close for each other. For example, hugging, telling secrets or stories, or comforting one another. If the kids put themselves in trouble during the same scene, they do not heal any conditions. All kids share the same hideout. So, hideouts. Think about hideouts in 80s movies.
I don't know many hideouts from movies except the ones from Stranger Things.
That's a great thing to think about.
I was gonna suggest maybe like the band room.
I was gonna say like, does it have to be like a private place? Because like, I was gonna suggest like the band room or the arcade.
Yeah. Like,
Those work.
I'm gonna say that's a great place to start, but maybe a secret space in those places.
Yeah, I think like.
So like a back room at the arcade would be a good example, or like a practice room in the band room or something.
Yeah, what
It should be a place where adults usually don't go.
Ooh, it could be like a long time ago. They thought they had closed up this one back room of the band room, but we discovered that
Yeah.
it was there, and there's like a bookcase kind of in front of it, so that no one else really knows
like
about
a,
it.
like
But
a secret
we were
doorway.
little
Yeah.
scammed. Yeah.
Okay.
They'd like badly patched up with some boards, and we just pushed it back through.
Secret
Some
forgot.
newspaper.
what if it was just like literally a hole behind a poster? They just put our adults are so inept. They just put a poster of it over it, and we're like, hey,
Like paper mache it with some
yeah.
with some newspapers and.
I love it. All right.
Is this like just like a closet that they closed off, or is this like access to something bigger, or is it?
We could make it like an old practice room so that it's like small but not cramped.
Yeah, and then there's like maybe there's just like some old equipment in there or something like that, so that we
Yeah.
can like still hang out, but there's like it was just forgotten about.
Can we have there be a window so that like on weekends we can crawl through the window to still access it because they closed the school?
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
assuming.
That's fine. All right. Fantastic. Love this. Now I got some questions for each of you, and then we will dive into gameplay. Lizzie,
Yes.
what do you want to do when you grow up?
Ooh. Good question. Definitely something academic. I'm gonna say archaeologist.
Okay.
Did the Indiana Jones movies come out yet?
1981 was when Raiders of the Lost Ark came out.
I saw those movies and I was like, that's what I'm gonna do.
To the chagrin of all archaeologists.
Super up there. Perfect man.
To the chagrin of all actual archaeologists.
Oh yeah. I think I know what they really do, but I don't.
All right. Fantastic. Andrew, what is your experience with robots?
I've got a couple of toy robots at home
Okay.
that I take apart and put back together just to see how they work.
So remember, in this setting, robots are much more akin to you play Warhammer 40K? You know about it?
Vaguely.
You know the Tau?
No.
No. Okay. Well, you can look at the book, or like think about Simon Stollenhog's art, which just sounds like you've seen some of it before. The robots in there are what robots are. They're
So not like
Yeah.
a toy robot.
Oh, they would still be toy robots. They would 100% be toy robots. But the possibilities for robots are a lot higher than what actually was there in the 80s.
Yeah.
So the toy robots you play with might actually float, or might actually hold conversations with you, or carry out complex tasks, and you'd be able to control them and program them to do so.
Oh. Yeah. So I have like a personal robot at home that I interact with. It's like my friend basically.
Okay,
Um,
sure.
yeah.
As a robot at home. They're not quite at like. They're not quite C3PO, but they would be like a pet.
Yeah. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is your robot vocal? Like, does it say words, or does it like only make sounds? Do
It
they
makes,
do?
it makes sounds, but I understand what it says. A bit like Groot.
Oh, okay.
It's C3PO and R2D2
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
for sure.
When you say it's like a pet, do you mean like super like baby Leia's sort of pet droid from the recent one where she's like 8?
I haven't seen that.
Oh.
I know. I need to. All right, Daniel. What makes you angry?
Ooh. People being treated unfairly.
All right, people being treated unfairly makes me angry. All right, and then a question for the group.
You wrote that under like general. You might want to.
Oh,
Put it under
I did.
thing specific.
I did, didn't I? You guys have editing powers, by the way.
Ooh.
So yeah, so you can type in this list. All right, so this is for all three of you. What are you not talking about?
I feel like so the setting is that there's like weird stuff happening, right?
Oh yeah.
I feel like what if we don't talk about the weird stuff?
You're gonna have to tell me why.
Um,
Does it scare you? Did something happen to you? Did something happen to somebody you know? Do the other two want to talk about it and you don't, and it's awkward?
Maybe there was a fourth in our group, and they've kind of
Is a fourth person in your group? You said.
yeah, and they
Oh.
kind of got affected or
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe they started acting like super weird, and then they suddenly moved away.
yeah,
Totally normal. They were planning on doing it.
Okay.
Definitely.
like we saw that like suddenly they were moving trucks or something like that.
Yeah.
I had a roommate in high school like that,
And so
or in
that's-
college.
That's what was that?
I had a roommate in college like that. He was there in the morning, and then I came home from class at 4 p.m., and all of his stuff was gone, and I never heard from him again.
Wild.
Yeah, he did a lot of acid. So, okay.
Ripped right out of there.
Yeah, exactly. Fantastic. That's a fantastic thing. Okay. And then let's see. I think that's good. I think that is everything. All right. Anything else you think we should toss on this sheet about each other?
think.
Andrew, what do you play in band? What we should, since we're in band together, what do we play in band?
Ooh, good question.
So I play the keyboard.
The
'cause I'm most
keyboard,
com-
like
yeah, like a
Okay.
like a, yeah, because I'm most comfortable with it being a computer geek.
Did you
okay.
think that it would be easier for you to pick up because you're really good at a computer keyboard?
It's basically the same, just less buttons.
So it should be easier than typing, honestly.
Exactly. It's easy to pick that up.
I would like to provide the context that I'm an actual band geek and I studied music in college. So I'm gonna stick with I play the guitar, but I play the percussion in band. I'm gonna keep that OG to me.
Okay.
I play clarinet. I've never
Yeah.
played clarinet, so if I say something wrong about clarinet, please correct me.
As a lifelong band nerd, clarinet players are kind of bookworms.
It's a good choice then.
That's the vibe I picked up from like TV shows and stuff.
Okay. Well,
It's a vibe.
I think we're ready to play. As soon as I turn off.
It's the clarinet what was played by what's her name in American Pie, or was that something different? Was that
No,
that
she
was
played the flute.
That was a flute.
Yeah.
That's all I've got in my head is one time in band camp.
Oh God. All right. So, let's see. So we are in let's see, what's a good state for you guys? Minnesota. I think Minnesota would be a good place for all this. Although I can't do a Minnesota accent, you're all gonna have to forgive me.
Land of Thousand Lakes.
Oh, and I whoop. So
Oh wait, did you say? Oh, you said like Seattle like town.
Seattle like town, yeah. So something heavily forested.
Just like forested and misty.
Yeah,
Kind of like dreary-ish, but not specific. Yeah. okay.
exactly. Yeah.
I'm just
So we're like-
in Minnesota so I can see roughly where it is.
Lots of lakes, lots of cheese, lots of empty
Lots of
space,
forest, too.
lots of forest.
On the Canada border, right?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
also from Wisconsin, so.
Oh, so you can speak with some more authority than I can. Okay.
I'll tell you that Wisconsin has more lakes. We just don't brag about it.
I
That's the
feel
thing.
like there's some beef there.
Ooh.
Listen, like being in the states, there's a beef with every state, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
from Jersey,
maybe
so.
it's just us Midwestern people. I know we have beef with everyone around us in some way.
All right. So, let's go ahead and we will dive in.
Ooh, I just thought of a question.
What's
How
your
big
question?
Is the town that we're in?
Oh, I actually answered this earlier. So it is big enough that everything that you could want to insert in the town would make sense to be there, but not big enough that it's actually like a city or a place that people have heard
Okay.
of.
Okay.
Mystery landscape. I was hoping for some lists of. I need one more thing. All right. So we're gonna start with everybody gets a scene. And now it's 8 o'clock. We can actually start diving in. Oh, and I need our notes here. So we will have. We'll start with Andrew. Andrew, you wake up in the morning. It's about 7:30. You know you got to be at school at 8:30. And you were supposed to wake up at 8, but your alarm didn't go off. And normally this would make your mom very angry at you. She would come storming in, rip the blankets off, or knock on your door very loudly. But she hasn't this morning. And you hear that that your parents are arguing downstairs again. And then you hear a door slam, and then you hear your mother come up the steps and knock on your door and go, Andrew, you're late for school. Come on. Andrew, come on. Wake up.
I'm awake.
If you were awake, you'd be downstairs eating breakfast.
I'm just getting dressed. I'm trying to find some clean clothes.
Okay. Well, I will be leaving in 15 minutes. If you're not downstairs, I'm going to have a lonely trip to school.
Okay, I'm now coming.
Okay.
I'll be down in 1 minute.
Okay. And you better not wear those old shoes you're always wearing.
Well, if you bought me some new shoes.
Well, I have told you I'm happy to buy you new shoes. You just don't want to try them on.
That's because they're uncomfortable. They hurt my heels.
You got to break them in. We've talked about this. You broke in the shoes you're wearing now. You got to break in the next pair as well.
Can't you stretch them for me? Make them.
That is not how shoes work, Andrew.
Okay, I'll wear the nice new ones.
Thank you, Andrew. All right, come on downstairs when you're ready.
Okay.
Well, what does getting ready for school look like for you, Andrew?
Kind of. My room is a mess. I don't because I'm too focused on my computer and other stuff. I'm not. I
Do you
kind of just-
do you have your own computer, or do you use like a family computer?
It's like a family one, but
Okay.
because I'm in such a rush to go on it, my school clothes are just chucked everywhere. And my usual like clothes are just chucked. There's just like a mess in the room.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't really pay much attention to it. It's kind of there as a convenience.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Lovely. So you come downstairs and your mom has made some toast for you. There's a jar of peanut butter out, if you would like to put some of that on there. And she goes, "Well, I guess that's what you're wearing for school. Are you ready to go?" And you can see that she's getting dressed for work as well. She goes, "You got your keys. You have everything you need for school." She's kind of not really paying attention to you.
And pat myself down and double check.
Yeah.
Yep, I think I've got everything.
Okay. All right. Well, then let's go ahead and head out. And she walks outside and jumps in the car and turns it on. And do you follow her?
Yeah, I follow
Yeah.
her and climb into the back. I
Okay.
don't wanna sit in the front with her.
You don't want to sit in the front?
No.
Okay. Do you have any siblings, Andrew? You said your parents are arguing about kids all the time. Is it just you, or is there more of them?
I want to say there's a baby brother or sister. I'd say a baby sister.
Okay. How old is your baby sister?
Like 6 months.
Ooh, fresh baby. Okay.
Yeah.
Fresh baby.
Yeah. So.
It's the
Ye-
one that tipped him over the edge.
Yeah.
The sleepless nights and the constant crying has kind of tipped him over the edge. So
For sure. So your mom goes, "Andrew, you gotta be waking up earlier. I know that it is tough, especially with Sally, taking up so much of our time and stuff. But you need to step up and be the big brother and get your SHIT together, a little bit more than you have lately. I know that our house is kind of upside down right now, and it will be for another few years." Until Sally's able to, sort of do some more stuff. But I need to see a little bit more personal responsibility from you. And she's staring forward out of the car as she's saying this.
I just I find it hard to sleep with like the crying and like I want to sleep, but then she wakes up, and then she wakes me up, and then I'm awake, and then I can't go back to sleep.
I know. I mean, this is true for everyone in the house. But I just you
Like,
need
why
to.
can't she sleep in your room? Why has she got to be like next to my room?
Wait, your 6-month-old sister has her own room? Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I guess that makes
Yeah,
sense.
she-
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old are babies? How old are babies when they don't live in their parents' room anymore? I have no sense of child development.
Well, my daughter was 3 months in her own room, but it depends on the baby, really.
Okay, so we'll say that she has her own room now. It says actually this is your character. What's the house setup?
She's got so like mum and dad have got their own little room, and then she's got like a little nursery
Mm-hmm.
with like a little cot, and then my room, I've got my own room, but
Sure.
like, the shared computer isn't in my room. It's kind of like in a landing area, like a little hallway.
Okay.
A bit.
Sure.
Yeah.
What if like the nursery was like the computer room, the office?
Oh no.
Just in the corner,
and then-
yeah.
And then the baby came along, so like now you didn't have like a whole room for the computer, and so now like your computer time has changed.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
That would.
Wait, is the computer still in the room with the baby?
Yeah, so like, whenever I try and go on it, my mum and dad are like, "No, you can't go in there.
Yeah.
Your daughter's sleeping.
Baby's sleeping.
Like your
Yeah.
sister's sleeping. Stay out of it."
Exactly. Too many click clacks and beeps and stuff wakes up your sister.
And then dial up. And
Exactly.
I have no clue what computers like were in it. Well, I guess like this is an alternate like sci-fi universe, so a computer could be like a little bit different.
Yeah. I mean, it can be kind of whatever you want to. I'm imagining the computer from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Is probably that's where my mind is.
I have never seen that movie.
Oh.
Unfortunately.
It's a classic for 80s.
I'm bad for classics.
That's fine. Yeah. So so you have seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Bueller's Day Off computer.
Yeah. I'll look it up really quick.
Oh, okay. Here. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, he used it to hack into his school system and change all his grades. But it's chunky. It's kind of what you would see in
I don't have Discord. Oh, I guess.
God, where's a good picture of it?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. He also has a MS Paint on it as well, as you can see in this picture.
No, I sit on it playing Pong.
It can run Pong.
Yeah.
I can no longer practice Pong because my sister's in the room.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I've got to practice to be good at the arcade.
Exactly. To beat AAA or whoever the top scorer is. Yeah. Okay.
You gotta beat ass.
Gotta beat ass. Exactly.
Wait, are you ass?
What, me? No, I'm not.
Oh,
Actually,
okay.
no. Actually, yeah, I would be asked.
Because your name is Andrew.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, is that your thing? Is like your calling card is ass at the top of the?
It's just my initials. It just happens to spell it
Yeah,
out.
exactly.
Well, your mom goes, this is just the way things are, Andrew. We can't change it. We don't have any other rooms in the house. We don't have rooms don't grow on trees, and you're just gonna have to deal with it. I know that Sally wasn't expected. We were all very surprised, but we're making the best of it, and we love her very much. And this is how we show her love, by making sure that she's a priority. And we just need to make sure that you are being responsible about it, and you're on board.
Well, can I at least have the computer in my room?
Well, no, we can talk about it. The last time that we gave you free computer access before Sally was born, you stayed up till 4 a.m. most nights.
But I've got to practice. I've got to be the best.
You gotta sleep too, bud. You just talked about trying to fall asleep, about having trouble falling asleep.
Yeah, but that's not because of the computer. That's because of my sister.
Well, it sounds like you're gonna not sleep anyway.
But it's different. It's not the same.
Well, this is me making a mom's executive decision.
Okay.
All right, and I think that's good for our opening scene. Next, we're gonna turn to Lizzie. Let's see. Let's see. I think that you are. It's the day before. It's the evening before. Before Andrew's experience, and you are in your room. Reading something. What are you reading?
God, what did middle schoolers read back then?
Well, you're a bookworm, so you probably are reading adult books because you want to seem intense.
Ooh, what if you're
Jane-
like?
Jane Eyre. Is that 80s?
You could be reading Austen. If you've never read Austen
Yeah,
before.
I'm gonna read Jane Eyre.
Okay. So you're reading Jane Eyre, and
Messed up books.
your dad comes in, and
He doesn't?
do you have a situation with your parents?
He's dead.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. This is the mystery you have to solve.
Dad?
Dad. So your
The mystery is now that how he came back.
exactly. So you're sitting on your bed and you look at the clock, and you've been reading for a while, and it is 8 p.m. Your mom gets off work at 5.
Ooh.
You haven't seen her, so what do you do?
I'm gonna walk around the house.
Okay. I will tell you, your mom works at the Loop. I'd like one person's mom to work at the Loop, and I've decided it's going to be your characters.
Wait, my mom is a scientist.
Oh, so they can work together. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write that down. Mom, evil to
Our
do.
moms work together.
Moved with.
Yay, lady
Is that
scientist.
Daniel? Is that Daniel who said their mom
Yes.
worked
Yeah.
at the Loop?
Yes.
But yeah, I'm gonna go around the house and like double check that I didn't miss that she came home because reading. Young world, am I right?
Yeah. So
And when I
go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
don't I'm assuming I don't find her.
No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's just downstairs. You just missed her. Yeah. So, no, you don't find her.
And I'm gonna like look around for a note to see if I miss anything.
Nothing. Your
I-
voicemail doesn't have any red lights on it. House is dark. It's in the
And
woods. You know.
at that point, I think I'm gonna call her work. That's what you do, right? You call the work number when mom. to get
Yeah,
to
yeah. You call the work number. There's a page taped to the wall next to the telephone. You take it off the holster and you type the buttons in. And you call the work number, but work is closed. It's 8 p.m. And there's no secretary. The secretary goes home at 5.
The loop doesn't go 24/7.
Oh, the loop goes 24/7, but secretary doesn't. Yeah.
Oh, she's a secretary at the loop.
No. Your mom can be whatever she wants to, but the secretary that would pick up the phone is not working at 8 p.m.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Your mom has worked late before, but this is later than she's ever worked.
And she always like leaves a note or lets me know that
Sure.
she's gonna be working late. She
Yeah.
never.
She leaves a voicemail. You guys have a voicemail machine. It's a
I know we're fancy.
I don't know how fancy they were in the 80s. I think they were common.
Well, I thought they were. I thought ours was very fancy.
It is you have a fancy voicemail box. It's designer.
Robot that picks up,
Exactly.
picks up the phone.
No new messages.
No new messages.
Miss Lizzie.
I'm kind of muttering to myself, being like,
Yeah.
no one's picking up.
Yeah. And
I'm
you
a little annoyed because it's supposed to be dinner soon.
Yeah, you need to think about dinner as a kid, right?
Yeah.
That's what kids think about.
So if no one's picking up, does my mom have friends? that she,
It's
like,
your
hangs
mom.
out with? Yeah, so my mom has
Tell me.
friends that she hangs out with.
Okay.
And I think, oh well, maybe she's over at Janice's.
Okay.
So I pick up and I call Janice, and I'm like, hey, is mom there?
Well, hello, sweetie.
Hi,
Hi there, Lizzie. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. We're just about to sit down for dinner. It's good to hear your voice.
Is mom there?
What's your mom's name?
Eileen.
Goodbye, Eileen. Okay, so, no, well, Eileen, I haven't seen Eileen since, our bridge game last week. No.
Oh, okay. Do you know? Did she tell you where she is?
Where she is? What do you mean where she is? She should be at the house. She should be with you.
She.
Did
You know
she,
what? I
did she
think-
go to the grocery?
I think she might have. I don't actually like Janice that much. Like she's fine, but it's like when your mom's friends with someone, and you're like, all right, they're fine, but I don't really want to talk to them.
What's wrong with Janice? She's so sweet.
I've had dinner at their house before, and it's never actually that good. It's like a lot of vegetables. They eat vegetarian. It's a whole thing.
It smells kind of weird.
Yeah, and like they don't have alternative options for the kids. Anyway, and like, oh, you know what? She did leave a note. Sorry.
Oh,
She's
okay.
working late.
Okay, well, why don't you come? Do you have something to eat? Do you want to come over? We just made a broccoli souffle. Tammy and Timmy are very excited to try it and see you again.
I bet.
You can come over and play Monopoly after.
Love that. But mom left me money for pizza, so I'm gonna get some pizza.
Oh, well, you can't compete with pizza.
No, sure can't.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night, sweetie.
Beep. And I think at that point,
Janice, we cut to Janice really quick. Janice is like, I'm gonna make her some dinner anyway in case she shows up. And Janice starts setting an extra table. Yeah,
I'm a person.
she's one of those people.
And like a good friend of my mom.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
At that point, I guess I would call my friend Andrew
Okay.
and be like,
Have you seen my mom?
I'll be like, dude, my mom. Or if he picks up,
Well,
Andrew, I'm
Yeah.
calling you. Do you pick up?
Nah, mum and dad are arguing. I'm staying in my room. Like the kids downstairs
the
with
phone's
mum
in
and
the
dad.
family room.
This is also the 80s. You can go throw a Roxas window if you want.
Oh yeah, I forgot that like kids did that.
Yeah, you leave the house in the 80s, right?
Yeah, I can just leave. I get on my bike.
Bikes,
which,
classic.
For the record,
It's got a basket
I
in front for
took
the
a
books.
It's got a basket in front for the books, and I took a playing card and I taped it to the frame on the back wheel, so it sounds like a motorcycle. Yeah, I'm
what
gonna
kind
go
of
over.
card? Just like a playing card.
Yeah, just like it's probably the instructional card because I don't care to know how to play poker, but I don't want to
okay.
ruin the rest of the deck
Yeah.
and like get in trouble. I'm gonna go to whoever lives closer to me.
Why don't we make that Daniel? Get Daniel in here.
Yeah, I was thinking that would be good.
Andrew's had a
I'm
seat.
gonna go.
I live a few blocks away.
Yeah,
Yeah, I moved in down the road.
and that would make sense too why we became closer friends,
Yeah.
or like as a core group because
Sure.
we're like actually nearby.
Yeah, like we got off the same bus stop.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go to Daniel's house and kind of look around, and I'm gonna throw some rocks at the window.
Okay.
Or I'm gonna peek through some windows first to make sure that they're not like sitting down for dinner, and then I'm gonna go throw rocks at the window if they aren't at dinner.
So let me turn this over to Daniel. Daniel, Lizzie peers through your window. It is 8 p.m. It is 8 p.m. What does she see?
8 p.m. I feel like I'm like sitting in my room writing in my songbook, and I'm like kind of like playing around on my guitar. And then how do you like make yourself known?
Are you on the first floor or the second floor?
I'm on the first floor. My house is one floor.
Okay, then I'm gonna go up if I see you in there, and I'm gonna like pull the branches of the bush or the tree or whatever away, and I'm gonna like tap, but with a finger.
Have you done this before?
I will say no.
Okay.
I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Oh,
So you scare the shit out of me, and I make a point to like quickly hide my book like under my bed or something like that. And then I'm like, what? Why are you freaking me out at 8 p.m.? I'm chilling in my room.
open the window.
Sneaking through my bushes.
Open the window.
I don't know how to open the window. I think there's a screen there. Just meet me on my back door.
And I creep to the back door.
And then my dad's not home, and do I have any siblings, or like what is my mom doing?
This
I
is.
feel like
Don't ask me. This is your family.
yeah, I know. I'm trying to think. Because like, do I bring you inside or do we talk outside? I'm like, well, we start talking outside, and I meet you outside. I'm like, what's up?
My mom like never came home. And I don't know. She didn't leave. She always leaves a note, and she never came home. I don't even know what to do. Like, there's no dinner. There's no money for dinner.
Well, I have.
Oh, wait. Your mom also works. Has your mom
Yeah.
said anything?
My mom.
Is your mom even
I'm trying
home?
to. I'm trying to think. Like, do I want somebody home or, Actually, so like, no one has been home, but that's like normal for me. So like, I was like, well, yeah, my mom's not home either. You know, she usually like works late nights, and I don't know where my dad is, but yeah, I made some like, frozen pizza. There's a couple slices. Do you want to come inside and get some?
Yeah, actually, that'd be great. Thank you.
Pepperoni. I hope that's all right.
That'd be great. Love pepperoni.
sweet. I'm glad we have similarities, but we're different.
We're different, but we're still friends.
Yeah.
Maybe that was one of the things we first bonded over. Was like, oh my god, you like pepperoni? I like pepperoni.
We're the only people that like pepperoni.
Only people. It's so unique.
Yeah. Wait, so your mom like isn't always pulling late nights?
No, she's so punctual. She always comes home on time. Or like, I mean, occasionally she'll work late, but she always leaves me a note or tells me that morning. And I don't know. I'm getting kind of worried. Like, what if she got hit by a car and she's in a ditch? Like, should I have to go? And like, I called work and there was no one picking up, and I'm wondering, like, should I bike ride to see if she got hit by a car? Should I start calling hospitals?
Well, do we like the cops? No.
No.
So
Well, remember, I mean, ACAB aside, remember one of the guiding principles of the loop is that adults are not helpful.
Also,
we have
80s
to, like,
movies.
Yeah.
Cops are never
Yeah.
helpful.
Adults are out of reach
Right,
and out of
yeah,
touch.
We're just like stupid kids, so I
Yeah.
wouldn't be like. So I'm like, yeah, we can't call the cops because they're not going to do anything. They're going to brush us off because we're kids.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we could like go to work, and just like say we're trying to talk to our moms, you know.
You could go to work and like hang on to the chain link fence and look in and be like, "Do you see her?"
Well, okay, so like, so the loop is like top secret facility kind of thing. So like we can't get close to it. So
It's also underground.
It's underground. Okay.
Yeah. Well, like they're like there's and it's huge, right? It goes underneath the entire town. I don't know if you've ever looked at the particle accelerators that are in Europe, but it has like a 5-mile radius. It's huge.
Yeah. Okay.
But there's
like inside it.
the town. It's right under the town. It's everywhere. But the thing to remember is that there's also a lot of surface stations that like allow people access to different parts of it from above ground, as well. It's like this, it's just like it's a massive science facility that's underground and above
it's just
ground.
like a science experiment.
Yeah, they do all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about?
Is there structurally? Is there anything we should be like moving towards?
Finding Lizzie's mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope I've dropped the plot hook.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about
So-
like, dude, my house is like so dark. Can I just spend the night here and go to school with you tomorrow? Because my mom, like, I don't want to be alone in that house.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay,
do you
good.
Want, do you want? I don't. Do I have a? Do you want to like sleep on the couch or something?
Yeah, that'd be great. I brought my pajamas. Thanks for thanks for inviting me.
You packed.
Oh, yeah.
I'm very unprepared for this. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, have you ever played host before?
Because I never have friends over. Like, you know, I have friends at school, but nobody hangs out with me like after school.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good for you. I know how to be a guest, so I got this.
Fantastic. Okay, so Daniel, what does getting ready for bed look like? Or what does a sleepover look like?
I don't know what a sleepover looks like. I never what do we I just kind of like do whatever. So I'm like, do you want to play some like video games, I guess?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. And then we break out video game of the day.
The video game of the
What do we
day,
play that?
Atari. Think Atari games.
Atari.
Atari or
Do we know what year this is?
it's a year in the 80s, so any year in the 80s that makes
Okay.
sense. It could be 89, so it was just the entire 80s.
Pong?
Definitely Pong. Pong was actually the 70s if I remember right.
Like, as in Donkey Kong.
Oh, Donkey Kong, yeah, Donkey Kong. Super Mario Brothers would have just come out. Legend of
Legend of Zelda.
the first Legend of Zelda.
We're taking turns on Legend of Zelda. Really
That's a hard game. I don't know if you guys ever played the first Legend of Zelda. It is not easy.
No.
I keep dying and getting frustrated about it because I'm smart and I should be able to get this game.
Have you played video games before?
I mean, I'm a kid. I'm assuming so.
Katie, Kat, it's your character. You tell us. Don't assume. It's
I-
you. It's your life.
Well, I don't know
I
what
have-
the 80s were like for people.
It's like now, but different.
Now,
Thanks.
but 30 years ago. 40
Yeah,
years ago.
right?
40 years ago.
I'm gonna say, yeah, I've played some games. Like, I've gone to the arcade with my friends. I'm not very good at it because I don't have a whole lot of money to spend on it because I spend it on other stuff. But the games that you have, I have not played a whole lot, so I'm not good,
Okay.
and it frustrates me. But I try not to let it show, but it shows.
Is there romance, or is it just
Um,
friends?
I'm gonna say it's just friends for now.
Okay. So, yeah, I think we just like play video games into the night. And
Yeah, my
Kinda hang- yeah.
Lizzie's current plan is like, all right, if I don't hear from my mom tomorrow, I'll like at your house tomorrow morning. I'll call my house's answering machine because that's a thing you could do, right?
yeah,
Yeah. To see if my mom left a message, and she's not gonna have left a message. And then I'm gonna go to school. That's my plan.
okay.
And if I don't hear from her by the end of school, I'm gonna go to her work. That may not
Okay.
be what happens, but like that's Lizzie's plan.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
all-
and I'll just be like along for the ride.
all right. You two go to bed, and then wake up in the morning. Let me. Yeah, Daniel, you realize your mom didn't come home last night either.
I think it's common enough that I don't give it too much thought.
Okay.
Does she always like give you a message when she doesn't come home, or is it normal
No.
for her to be like, figure it out?
It's more like the figure it out kind of thing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So you guys get ready for school. You walk down to the bus stop. You go on the big yellow bus, and you guys sit in the back because that's the best place for sitting in the bus. You walk past. Let me see.
I get nauseous, but I do it.
Fantastic.
Is Andrew on the bus?
Andrew's mom drove him to school.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Someone has a loving mom.
I don't know if I'd say that. I don't know if Andrew would say that. Let me say that.
She just pretends she loves me. Just don't. It's all supposed-
Yeah.
All their love has gone to my sister now. I'm the outcast.
Sure.
Yeah.
You guys all get dropped off at school. Andrew, your mom drives off to. What does your mom do?
She works in a grocery store, I'd say.
Okay. Yeah. She drives off to the grocery store. And you guys head into school, and you notice that there's a lot of adults missing. All the kids seem to be there, but you notice that the janitor's missing, the librarian's missing, your homeroom. I know, right? Your homeroom teacher didn't show up. You all sit.
Are they replaced by subs?
And you see
We're
that
just like, okay,
Yeah.
rogue kids.
yeah, fuck these kids. So the principal walks in and looks around and goes, yeah, we're short staffed today, kids. Sorry, I'm gonna ask Lizzie. Lizzie, can you take attendance for me? And just tosses a clipboard at you and goes, just drop that off at the front desk as soon as you're done taking attendance, and then everybody off to their normal classes like normal, because today's normal. Bye. And then he's got like a big armful of clipboards, and he runs away.
I am thrilled at this development. Wasn't happy that some of my teachers were missing because I like my teachers and I like learning. But I'm very excited. I bustle up to the front of the class with the clipboard, like super good posture, and I start doing attendance. And I start doing it like a teacher would too, where however teachers do it.
I'm sulking in the corner because I think it should have been me. Why is she being picked?
Exactly. All right, so
Maybe the principal came in with the clipboards and I was like, I know what this is. I can do it.
Okay, so yeah, there's a normal amount of kids there. There's not any, like, there's 1 or 2 kids missing, but that's not abnormal. It's the season for kids to get sick. It's the fall.
Sixth season.
Yeah, it's 6th season. And you guys go through school. There does appear to be a lot of teachers missing, but you managed to have your classes. Some of your classes are canceled, and you have free periods, and some of the classes are subbed by teachers from other periods. But it is definitely something that you guys are noticing. And you finish up at school, and Andrew, Lizzie and Daniel, you hop on the bus and head home. But Andrew, you're sitting around waiting for your mom. It's like school lets out at 3. It's like 4:30. Your mom hasn't shown up yet.
Where's my mum? I'll go. I think I'll go to see the principal.
Okay.
See if he can.
Principal's
contact my mum.
Sure. Yeah, the principal is sitting at his desk, just frantically typing, or frantically writing stuff down and filling in notebooks, and bustles up and goes, "Oh, hello, Andrew. Do you need something? I'm rather busy right now."
Yeah. My mum hasn't come to pick me up.
Oh.
I'm not sure how I'm supposed to get home.
Well, I mean, take the bus, I guess.
I think the bus was already there.
Oh.
Like an hour ago.
Well, yeah, that's I can't drive you home. I'm too busy. You can stay here, or but I think there's a couple of unlocked bikes.
Have you not got my mum's number? Can you call my mum?
Oh, yeah, I guess we would have. I don't, but I can go talk to Miss Wobegon would probably have some in at the front desk. So let's go look at the big book of contacts information. And he walks out, and Miss Wobegon did not show up today either. And he is looking around the front desk, and he pulls out a big fat book and finds your mom's number in it, and says, well, this is the phone number for the house. Surprised you don't have it memorized. That is something that you should have memorized as a child. Let that be a lesson to you. But here's your mom's phone number.
I can't remember everything.
I thought you were into like computers and numbers and stuff.
Yeah, but I've got other stuff to focus on. I can't remember numbers.
Well, I won't tell your math teacher if you don't. So he hands you the phone and goes, well, call your mom. I'm going to go back into the office and try and do the work of 5 people. And he scampers off.
I guess spinning the number?
I think they had push buttons in the 80s, but it could be a spinning phone too. It could be an old school.
No, I want to spin it.
Okay, sure. It's a spinning phone.
There's a lot of 9s in the number.
Yeah. This is taking forever. I hate these phones. Yeah, and you call the house, and does your mom have a voicemail, or is it just a dial tone?
Just a dial tone. We're not fancy enough for a voicemail.
Sure.
All the money went on Sally.
That's fair. Yeah, so there's just a dial tone. Well, it rings. It just rings forever. Because I think that's what happens if you don't have something that stops it. It just rings all the time.
That's strange. My dad's not home either.
Yeah. Well, is that less strange that your dad's not home? Doesn't your character have that?
I guess my dad is usually the one that storms out the house after an argument, so it's less strange.
Oh, Daniel's the one with the dad that's not home very often. I'm sorry, I got you guys confused. Yeah, so your dad's not home either, and that is surprising. Yes.
It's a bit less surprising because they argue a lot, so he
Sure.
kind of storms out when there's arguments. But it's more likely he storms out than my mum storms out.
Yeah.
It's strange that they're both kind of
Sure.
But then your mom also isn't home.
Yeah, nobody's home.
Okay.
I guess I'm gonna walk to the arcade.
Okay, sure. There's also unlocked bikes that the principal mentioned. You can take one of those as well, but you can also walk to the arcade. We can say it's within walking distance of the school.
Yeah, I think I'll walk there because I think I'm not kind of like a popular kid, so I wouldn't steal a bike.
Sure.
I'd kind of just
All right. Well,
someone came up to me and punched me for it.
So as you're walking towards the arcade, there's actually there's a meadow about 4 or 5 blocks from the school, and normally it has like cows in it or something, but now it has you look to your left and you see that there is a 3 or 4 people are crossing the street and trying to walk through the tall grass into the field. And there's nothing in that field they would be going to.
Is it adults or is it a mixture? Is it like
It's adults.
kids and it's adult?
Yeah.
Just walking through a field.
Walking into a field, yeah. The grass is very tall, though. You can't, you'd have to follow them to see what's going on.
I guess on seeing that.
Yeah.
I
Or you could just
will-
go to the arcade. Or do whatever you want. This is role-playing. You can do whatever you want.
I'd find it a bit strange. I'd want to go see my friends. I think I'd go to probably Daniel's house. Yeah, I'd run there.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Yeah, so you went to Daniel's house.
And I'd
You wanna-
bang on the door really fast.
And then I open it up like, what? What's up? Why's everyone coming over my house?
I've just seen some adults walking into a meadow. Like, there was nothing in the meadow, but they were fixated on walking into this meadow, and it just seemed a bit strange to me.
Yeah, adults do like weird shit sometimes. I don't know. Like,
But
my
you
mom
don't
keeps
fi-
like shouting about things. What?
But you don't find that strange. You don't.
I find everything adults do strange.
Well, also my mum didn't come to pick me up. I've just had to like run from the school. Have you noticed anything strange?
Nah, yeah, like I'm just like, I guess my parents haven't been home in a while. I saw my mom like for a second this afternoon after I got off the bus, but she said she had to go back to work. But I don't know. That feels like kind of normal for me.
Okay.
But
did
like
you watch the
Lizzie said her mom. Lizzie, what happened with your mom? And like what was your plan again?
My plan was to, after school, if I didn't hear from my mom, I was going to ride my bike over to where she works and like try and get in.
So you're back at your house now?
Yeah, I'd say I'm back in my house. I'm looking at her and maybe I'm thinking, all right, I'm getting ready. I'm getting a backpack ready of stuff to go ride my bike over.
Yeah, and like we were like
Yeah.
talking about it. We were talking about it on the bus, and like so like
Yeah.
what if you you still didn't hear from her? So like you're like I gotta go find her.
Yeah, I'm
and then
gonna
we're talking
call-
about it.
I'm gonna call you guys and
Yeah. So as
see
I
if you'll
come
go with me.
running over, I guess you were packing a bag as well to go help her.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah. And so like I was like, yeah, Lizzie Lizzie's mom hasn't come back either, and I guess that's weird too. We should go. She said she's gonna go out to the. We're going out to the loop to go see if we can find her.
Okay, I guess
But this is-
I guess I could come too. But can we like,
Yeah.
stop past my house just to see if like anyone is home, and then we can go? I guess it's kind of on the way.
Yeah, you can take my spare bike and we can go pick some stuff up for you. Let's go. I got my backpack and we'll go right over to Lizzie's house. She's just a couple doors down.
Okay, that sounds like a good plan.
And then we ride over and we knock at your front door.
I go and I open the door, and I got like my backpack open in my hand. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm glad you guys are here. And I walk back into the house like with the door open.
We just kind of let ourselves in.
Yeah.
And I'm like walking around the house, putting stuff in the bag. Like, I get a knife from the kitchen and I just stick it in there, like a kitchen knife. And I'm trying to think, what would Indiana Jones do?
What would a real
yeah, like,
archaeologist do?
Yeah, a real one like Indiana Jones. And I get one of those big flashlights that you could like knock someone out with, because that's the flashlights that they had then.
Yeah.
Sticking it in the bag, and a book, not a thick book, but a book just in case, because you got to carry one everywhere.
Yeah.
And a pad and paper.
Yeah, for note taking. Yeah.
Okay.
Just in case, or also to leave my mom a note, which I won't need to do because I'm gonna go find her.
Sure.
Alright,
Can we
cool. Are
write
you...
any of these items down?
Yeah, write them down.
Oh,
Okay.
Yep.
What did you get from your house, Daniel? What's in your bag?
So do I have to can I just say backpack, or do I have to describe what's in my backpack?
Let's
Should
say.
we know what's in our backpacks?
Yeah, let me look up items really quick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, are there items from here that we can look at?
Where are items? This is my first time playing.
Is there I think there's an index.
Page 59.
Oh.
So. Oh, the game master decided which objects are items and that give a bonus, and which are just props. And your iconic items give you +1. Iconic items give you +2. And items break after use. Break in air quotes. Iconic items do not.
Okay.
Unless you want them to. Yeah. Oh, and the other thing is the iconic items can only be used by you. They cannot be used by other kids.
No one touched my fucking book.
Yeah, it's indiscernible to anyone else.
Oh yeah, so you choose which items give a bonus, and the others, yeah, we can just have as props. Yeah.
And so I can say the flashlight would probably be an item, or some rope or something. I don't know. It's what do you guys have in your backpack?
Well, I haven't packed mine.
I'll say you each have a capital I item. You can decide what that is.
Okay. In our backpack.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, what are you gonna tell me what they are?
Oh no.
Lizzie's got her flashlight.
Got my flashlight.
Why don't you guys think about that? We're gonna
And then
take a
we go-
5-minute break so I can run to the restroom.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Because it's time to snack break. So, see you guys in 5. All right, everyone, welcome back. So, let's go ahead and dive in. You guys were putting survival supplies in your packs last we spoke.
Yes.
Okay, so you guys get your backpacks together. I was asking each of you what your item was. Lizzie has her
We get
flashlight.
one item.
You get one item that can count as an item, a capital I item.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna do a Swiss Army knife.
Good call. What about you, Andrew?
Oh, sorry. I muted myself. I didn't realize.
No worries.
Mine's gonna be some rope. Although I haven't gone to my house yet. Go past my house.
Somewhat.
Some rope.
Rope. Okay.
Yep.
Lovely. Okay. Yeah. So you guys head back. You pass your house. You jump in and get some rope. Do you do anything else at your house?
I just have a look around just to make sure there's definitely no one here. Like my sister's not been left alone. Like mum and dad aren't here either.
You have a baby sister.
Yeah.
You could be at daycare.
Yeah, she's probably at
Or, like,
daycare.
Or like
yeah.
just like cared for like a family member, neighbor, or something
Yeah,
like that.
like
No
yeah,
adults are
maybe
around.
But there's
It's a
some
grandma's
adults, though,
house,
right?
but like grandma's not there anymore.
Well, there's nobody in your house, Andrew. So you assume
Yeah,
your
okay,
baby
yeah, the
sister.
house
You
is
assume
empty,
Sally's
yeah.
at daycare.
Yeah, someone's looking after it.
Yeah.
The babysitters.
Yeah. Okay. So, what do you guys do? You all have you each have a bike. We got a classic kids on bike scenario here. Where are you going?
Are there any
I
like specific? I asked this as like never playing this. Are
Sure.
there any like specific locations that we should be looking at? Like I was looking at the index, and it says there's like I don't know more of the index is. Like the ornithologist house, the pigeon nest.
No, that's actually from a different module than what we're running
Okay.
tonight. No, so there's that field that Andrew saw. You could go to. You
Okay.
could go to the arcade. You could go back to school, or you could make up a location and go there.
Didn't you say there was like stations where you could access? the
Sure.
loop?
Yeah, there's lots.
Yeah, we're, like-
There's lots of secret access stations. There's a couple of main access stations that people go to work in. The secret ones are more like maintenance style things. To like do to bring supplies in from outside the loop. If you actually look at the second page of the cheat sheet, there's a couple examples of what loops.
Oh, the cheat sheet.
Yeah, there's a couple examples of what the loop surface stations might look like. And again, if you want to, like, you can kind of do whatever you want.
Oh, they look weird.
Oh yeah, Simon does a good job.
I guess like your parents working there. Would you know, like, the loop stations?
Yeah. Or is there like what if there's like a office for like human resources of the loop?
Sure.
Yeah, like the public facing office.
Yeah.
The place you guys went to on Take Your Kids to Work Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't let us at the stations, but they're like, "Ooh, this is where your parents work."
Yeah. Or they like take investors or guests or whatever.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. There's
So-
there's a place for that.
Yeah.
What if it's like 4 p.m. Like we had enough time to like figure it out. So
Okay.
office hasn't closed yet.
Okay. Sure.
So we try to get over there
Mhm.
and see if we can like catch any of our parents at work.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys bike over
Like,
there.
on over.
Yeah, it's about a 20-minute bike ride to get to this sort of the guest entrance or the guest facility. And you head up, and there's no security guards. You pass some kids like playing on a playground, and there's no adults. And yeah, you head there. There's no security guards, and the place seems kind of deserted. You've never seen it like this.
Okay, that's creepy. But let's keep going. into the
Yeah, just
office.
walk in.
Sure. Okay.
We park our bikes.
Okay. Yeah.
It's still the 80s, so there has to be like bike parking places or like a fence that we chain them to.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
definitely a big chain link
No,
fence
it's
with
80s,
Wazer
we
wire.
don't- We just toss them to the side.
Oh
Nobody
yeah, you
takes
just
them.
throw them on the ground. Yeah. Nobody has bike locks in the
Like,
80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys head in. There's a big imposing gray building with an entrance of with a sliding glass door entrance at the bottom. And you head in, and it is very much a sort of office-like entrance. So there's wood paneling on the side, dark wood paneling. There's some couches with fake plants. And there's a big desk with the DARPA logo on top, because DARPA is the one that runs the loop. It is a government research facility run by the Department of Defense. And there's nobody.
Is there a little desk where a receptionist would normally
Oh, yeah.
sit?
Right under the
I'm
logo.
gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go up and look around and then, like, walk by.
There is there's a ashtray with a cigarette butt in it. And the entire cigarette is
I
sort of...
lost you there for a second.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, you can see there's an ashtray behind the desk. And it looks like somebody had set down the cigarette and it had burned all the way to the bottom.
Recently?
Like, is it still? I guess I'll touch
Like, is
it. See if it's still hot.
Yeah, roll a
You
investigate
don't have to
check.
touch it.
Yeah, who wants to investigate this?
Oh, should we get dice?
We get to roll dice. This is a role-playing game. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Should we get die roll?
you guys haven't done this. There is a dice rolling channel if you want to use that.
My investigate, I put +1 in, so I guess.
No. So remember, you roll a number of dice equal to the attribute plus the skill. So
So
for
it'd be mind plus.
yeah, so if you have 5 in mind and 3 in investigate, you'd be rolling 8 dice.
I guess would we know how much each
Should
of us
we
have,
should we
or-
know? Should we like talk about how our attributes are, so we like know who like what our character's strengths are, or
Yeah, you guys can kind of know like who's the sneakiest, who's the most nosy, whatever.
most like all of my points are basically in tech and mind.
Okay.
And I've got 1 sneak. I think being like quite quiet, I can be sneaky.
I got
Uh,
like, I guess I got like 5s in sneak and movement, but then I guess I also have like 5 in charm and heart. Oh, and empathize too.
Good call.
I definitely misunderstood the instructions when doing this.
Okay.
But I thought the max we could do was 3. Oh, are we talking our
You can do-
specific skills or our
Oh,
attributes?
you can do 5 on the
Attributes.
the attributes, but only 3 on the skills, right?
Yes.
And then we had
Okay.
3 on your
13
key skills
Yeah, so like you had the key skills with your
with your class.
character type.
Okay. I'm just gonna go with whatever I originally.
That's
put.
fine.
It's fine.
I will say, Pringles, you do not have any 6s. You do not succeed on your roll. Nobody does. Neither of you are able to. Oh wait, those are from way earlier today. Never mind.
Yeah, that's yeah, we have
Yeah.
rolled. I'll say that I'll investigate because I got a 4 in mind
Sure.
and a 1 investigates. That's 5.
All right. So roll 5d6.
Let me. Yeah, I failed. I didn't get any 6s.
No 6s. Okay. So remember, you can push yourself if you want to take a condition. It allows you to re-roll a failed dice, or you can use a luck point to just get 1 success. Up to you.
I will use a luck to get 1 success.
Okay. So you can tell that this cigarette, there's still a little bit of lipstick on it, and there's still a little bit of lipstick on it. It is it was lit sometime in the last few hours.
Interesting. Is there anything else on this desk, or is it like an ashtray? And a cigarette?
Yeah, there's a cup of coffee that is kind of warm.
Like maybe she just went to the bathroom.
Yeah, maybe she did just go to the
Gonna-
For
bathroom.
break.
I'm gonna shout out and say, "Hello, is anyone there?"
Nothing.
I'm like, let's just go look for some people, and we just like, I just like stride into the office.
This secret
and-
government facility. This is what you've always wanted to do.
But yeah, right. Like, but we're I feel like it's this is the more public facing part. So
Sure.
we're I just like walk up some stairs and like start look through like the open floor plan offices
Mm-hmm.
because there's nobody there.
No, it's eerily empty. It's like everybody just got up and left a few hours ago.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous. I'm like, guys, we really shouldn't be up here, but also I'm following you because you're cool.
Yeah.
And
So
I
at the
want to know where my mom is.
Yeah, so if you look down the hallway, there's a big set of double doors. This is authorized personnel only. And then to the left, there is a that open floor office space.
I'm gonna knock on the door that says authorized personnel.
We're knocking on the door.
Yeah, just
Hello, any authorized personnel?
hello.
Yeah, nothing.
Our,
There's a
our
door
moms are
open.
probably in there.
There's a door open. Like I push against it.
They're very heavy doors. I'm gonna need you to actually roll force.
Hmm.
I have a 4 in body, but nothing. Can we
I got
tie
a
it
2 in
together?
body.
Yeah, you're probably the best to do it with a 4 in body. 'Cause that,
Okay.
yeah.
So I do. Wait, no.
Is there like a friendship or teamwork bonus?
You can do. You can all make checks.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do we roll?
Force.
No, like.
Oh,
what
so it's
die?
so it's always d6s. And you're rolling. In this case, if you're doing force, you're doing body plus your force,
I
and you
rolled
just need
one
one
dice,
6.
And
I
didn't.
got
I
2
failed.
6s.
Fantastic, yeah. So you open the door, and there is a short hallway with an elevator.
Oh, easy. We go up and we press the button for the elevator.
Okay, the
I do it.
elevator. Okay, the elevator. You hear a ding, and a little keypad pops out.
Would I? Yeah, I know
I
computers.
turn to look at Andrew.
I know computers.
Sure.
I'm gonna try and like work out what the code is.
Okay, you can use either Tinker or Program. Tinker would be physical. You'd be playing with wires. Program would be more coding.
Oh, I've got more in Tinker, so I'm gonna do that, which would
Okay.
be
So you pull out some pliers and a little screwdriver, unscrew it, and look at some of the wires behind it.
that is So I had 7 dice.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one failed.
No 6s. Okay, so let me see here.
Ugh.
Oh, wait, no, I want this. So I will say you would. Remember, you can push yourself. You can use luck. You can also.
I'm gonna push and try again. Is it just one that I reroll, or is it?
What? Yeah, you reroll 1 dice.
I'm gonna push myself and roll another one,
All right.
and I failed again.
No, dear. Okay. So this. Let's see. So you failed. You failed 8 times. So you're in there. You're fidgeting. You're like, oh, I've seen this. I saw this on MacGyver last week. I know just what to do. And you're like, I'm gonna clip the blue wire. No, I gotta clip the blue wire. You clip the blue wire, and a klaxon sounds. Wah, 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 wah. But the elevator door
Like-
opens.
Oh.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah.
See, I knew
There we
what I
go.
was doing. There we go.
Okay. So you guys step onto the elevator, I'm guessing? Yes, no, maybe?
Immediately.
I was
Yeah.
I was gonna say, oh, we should dip, and then like we dip into the office, but we can get it. We can like.
Oh, you can go to the office. You're the characters. You told me what to do.
I've jumped straight on the elevator.
Yeah, I'll go on the elevator. I'll
Yeah, I
smash-
get in the elevator and I'm like, come on.
Okay. What button do you push?
How many buttons are there?
2.
Yeah.
all of them at once.
Well, there's only 2 buttons.
One's the floor we're on, right? And
Yes.
One, yeah. So we press the other floor.
In fact, it's just an up-down button. It's just an up button and a down button. And you hit the down button, and you hear wah 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 as the elevator descends. The alarm gets The alarm gets farther away, and you are on the elevator for probably 5 minutes. It's you realize that you're not really sure how fast this elevator is, but you've been going for a not small amount of time for this elevator.
I'm starting to feel queasy. The stomach's like going slightly.
And you're looking around. There's no music in this elevator, which is what kind of the elevators you're used to. They all have music in them when you go visit the dentists or something like that. Exactly. None of that here. And it is a steel, formless elevator. And you hear some clanking outside. And then all of a sudden you stop. And the doors open. And there is a vast, vast room. It extends beyond your field of vision. And there are pale fluorescent lights that just follow it all the way down past where you can even see. It is absurdly large, considering it's underground. And in the middle of it is you can see that there's probably 30 or 40 people just sort of milling around a space probably maybe 3,000 feet from you.
Is there anything else in the room, like desks or
Nope.
shelves?
Big formless room, concrete floor, steel. There's support beams that go up.
The people are just walking around.
They're kind of
They're
hanging out. They're
not-
sitting down. They're talking to each other.
They're all adults.
They're all adults. Yeah.
And there's nothing to creep around behind?
There's nothing to hide.
Do they see us?
Not yet.
Guys, I mean, we're kind of not supposed to be here. Should we go ask?
Yeah, ask someone.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking for your mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe your mom's in there.
And you know what? I've been to work with my mom before. Like, not here, but
Yeah, they
I mean,
never.
I'm allowed to be here. My mom works here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go
Like-
ask. I'm gonna stay a bit further back.
All right, I'm gonna go.
You're gonna let Lizzie
Yeah.
do this?
Me-
I thought you're better than Lizzie.
But my mum doesn't work here. Like, I don't know this place. Her mum works
Well,
here.
that checks out.
Okay. Okay. All right. Lizzie's walking forward. Andrew's hanging back. Daniel, what are you doing?
I'm actually. I feel like I would just drag Andrew along. I'm like, come
Okay.
on, we're gonna go look for her.
I'm gonna need opposed
Like, are
force
you gonna
checks
stay
from
in
both
the
of you.
elevator?
I'll reluctantly go. But
Okay,
I'm, like staying
okay.
at the back.
You can also have opposed charm checks if you want. You guys can have opposing checks. It's totally fine to do that.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna do I'm gonna
That might be lead, actually. Let me double check.
oh
Uh, Where is my list of things?
did I empathize with him?
That might actually be empathize. Let's see. Lead is the ability to make your friends work together. Let's see. Charm is the ability to lie, befriend, and make people do what you want. So it would be charm.
It would be charm.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna.
Empathize is to understand how people. Empathize is insight from D&D.
Right. So we both rolled, and it's Is it a number or is it just the amount of
Number of successes.
number of successes? I have got 0 again.
Oh boy.
Wow. What is
Rolling
the
great.
expression I want to do?
I might swap to the high rollers. Roll, it might be better. I'm currently using the D&D like app.
Oh,
Well,
I got
Oh,
one
this-
success.
well, 1 beats 0, so
yeah.
yeah, I got 1
get
success.
dragged
Okay.
a lot. Yeah, he charms me and I follow along, but I'm still like sticking to the back of the group.
Mhm. For sure. All right, lovely. So, yeah, Daniel drags Andrew along, and you guys approach just these people milling about. And as you get closer, you see something that I put on the wrong page. Where did it go? Could have had a physical book for this. Here we go. You guys see a shiny. You guys see that they're all sort of milling about a shiny metal cylinder that's sitting on the ground. It's about 1 meter high and 2 meters wide. And on the side is the word Aaron. Capital A, lowercase r, capital A, capital N. And there's about 20, maybe 30 adults just sort of sitting, talking, hanging out. Some of them are holding hands. And you can see that it's a combination of adults in white coats. There's also some security guards there. There's a couple of people that seem to be dressed as more maintenance style workers with like jumpsuits. One of them appears to be a secretary. They're just sort of hanging out.
Did you say it was Aaron? A-R-I-N?
Aran.
Oh, A-N.
Apple Radar, Apple
And
Nancy.
they're all capital letters, yeah?
The R is lowercase.
Oh, they are.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like look like they're being social?
Yeah, they're hanging out with each other. So they're talking to each other. They're not standing there mutely like robots.
Do they look normal? Or like,
They seem
I
very
wanna-
much at peace.
I feel like I want to try and go talk to one of them.
Okay.
Oh, I guess it would be contact.
No, contact is more I need some help, who would I know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's essentially a measure of how popular you are.
Oh, okay.
All right, so they you approach them and you see that they some of the adults, Lizzie, you see your mom, and Daniel, you also see your mom. They're hanging out there, and they go, "Oh, Lizzie, Daniel, hi. You guys shouldn't be down here. You guys need to go. You
I
guys need
go
to go
up to my
back
mom
home."
and I'm like, Mom, where have you been? Like, you didn't come home last night. Come on.
Oh, well, we got caught up with some work. You got caught up with some work, but you and Daniel and Andrew should really head home. It's not safe here. And you can see she puts her hand on the small of your backs and just pushes you back towards the elevator.
do you know if my mum's here?
You don't see your mom.
That's what I asked to.
Oh, you ask her.
Yeah.
I don't know, Andrew. I don't know if I know your mom. I'm sorry.
Mom,
So
are
she's-
you at least coming home tonight?
I'll be home soon. As soon as we're done.
Like
Yeah.
tonight?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be tonight. Yeah.
What are you doing?
Okay, well, can I have some money for pizza then?
Yeah, here. And she hands you her wallet,
The whole thing?
the whole thing,
Okay. I start.
Yeah.
going
or
through it,
her
and
pocketbook.
so-
Excuse me.
Yeah. So I just start going through it, and I pull out a 20 and I put it back, and then I pull out a 50, and I'm like,
She's pushing you towards the door as you're doing this.
okay, I
Yeah,
pocket it.
yeah.
Can
I
I
feel
take
like-
her purse with me?
She handed it to you. Yeah. She doesn't seem to ask
Okay.
for it back. Yeah.
I feel like I'm kind of like trying to ask questions. I'm like, what are you doing? What?
We're doing important research. I think it would be a little over your head if we explained it, but yeah, this is all very important what we're doing.
You can tell me.
It would
I-
even be over your head, Lizzie. I know you're smart, but it's important that we keep you out until we're ready.
Well, you can tell me when you come home.
Yes.
Do we want to be pushed out, or do we want to try and find a way to stay?
I guess, like, you haven't spoken to your mum. Your mum's there as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to like I'm like, are you gonna come? It's been like a couple of days. You haven't been home. Usually stop home at least a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
Does somebody want to play my mom?
I that would be me. Yeah.
Okay.
So what are you asking?
Well, why can't we hang around here?
Well, we're not ready for kids yet. You gotta, Daniel. We talked about this. You're not supposed to come to my work.
Okay, but like,
We talked about this when we moved here. I'm gonna be doing stuff that you're not gonna understand or be a part of.
I guess while they're talking, like, they're not really focused on me. I'm gonna try
Okay.
and have a closer look at the cylinder.
I need a sneak check from you.
Sneak. I'm gonna roll on here. See if this works better for me. Sneak B.
The instructions are pinned in the High Rollers chat. Oh, buddy, no. I'm sorry.
No.
Rolling
Not
deuces
failed.
tonight. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, you actually see that you get closer. You actually do manage to get past both the mothers of Daniel and Lizzie. But there's a security guard that's hanging out and giving a back rub to one of the women in white, one of the people in white coats, and he actually stands up and goes, "I'm sorry, son, you can't come closer. You need to go back on the elevator and head home." And he actually takes your shoulder and starts pushing you towards the elevator. And this is a beefy security guard.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fight back. There's no way there's no way I'm getting away from him. I'm just gonna just let him push me. I'm not gonna walk there. I'm just gonna make him let him push me towards the elevator.
Okay.
I stopped talking to my mom. I'm like, hey, get your hands off Andrew.
And
And
go ahead.
I was
Sorry.
like, yeah, I was just like, get your hands off Andrew. And I try to like, I'm not trying to like, I try to push the security guard. Just like away from him.
Sure. Okay, give me a force check. You'll need 2 successes for this.
2 successes. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a big beefy boy.
Oh shit. See if I used it right. Nope.
Oh, that's a lot of 2s. Yeah, you push him and he just stands there, just like a solid tree trunk of a person. And in fact, he grabs your shoulders too and goes, "Son, I think it's time y'all left." And he frog marches you guys towards the door.
Hands, Lizzie.
What was that?
He's only got 2 hands, Lizzie.
I trust my mom enough to be like, all right, I'll see her tonight.
Okay.
Whatever.
Okay, so they've
I'm already like either walking towards the elevator or on it.
Sure, yeah. So Lizzie's already making her way back to the elevator. It's like, remember, it's about 3,000 feet, and you guys are sort of frog marched by the security guard back onto it, and you actually notice that both of your moms just sort of go back and yeah, they're just sort of sitting serenely back by that cylinder that you saw.
Could we feel anything from the cylinder?
No.
Weird. Maybe they're on a break or something. I don't know. My mom will tell me tonight.
Yeah, so like their mesh. Just while they go to eat lunch.
Exactly. Yeah, this is their break room.
Yeah, it's break room.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Or like I'll go. I'm like, I guess I'll fine. I didn't want to stay here anyways.
You guys are welcome to make. You guys are welcome to make comprehend checks. Or you guys are welcome to make sort of intelligence-based checks, if you want to right now, or checks to try and
How
understand what
many-
you're seeing. You don't
how
have to
many
though, because remember, failures would mean that you possibly get wrong information from me or incur negative effects in the plot.
How many die do we roll?
Well, it depends on the check.
Comprehend.
Oh, you want to do comprehend? So that would be comprehend is a mind skill, so it would be mind plus whatever ranks you have in comprehend.
Surely I've got to get a success this time.
Alright.
I'm gonna go for it. I got one. One success.
Oh, you got one success on comprehend?
Yeah, one success. Yeah.
Okay. You can't tell what it is, but you can tell that it is it's humming, and you don't see any external. There's no screens or inputs or anything like that. And there's a big thick black wire running out of it that's about as thick around as your arm.
Do you think it's like you know, like certain ages can hear sounds? Do you think it's something like that? Like only old people can hear it.
Maybe. This is a deep noise though, so young people tend to hear high frequencies.
Yeah, it works the opposite.
Exactly.
We can't hear deep noises, but the adults can.
Exactly.
Can we feel it?
The thrumming, you'd have to think about it, but yeah, you'd be able to feel it. Not as you get farther away though.
Okay.
So close, cat.
I have a +3 to comprehend.
Right, that means you roll 3 dice.
Oh, I thought I rolled 5 dice because it's under mind.
So you roll however many dice you have for mind, plus however many
then,
dice you have for comprehend. So if you have 5 and 3, you'd be rolling 8 dice. So you can just roll an additional 3 if you want. Also, we probably won't finish this mystery tonight. I apologize. We only got 30 minutes left.
Oh, there you go. You got this.
Yeah. Success. Okay, yeah. You see that you're able to know, Lizzie, that whatever is happening to these adults, they're acting oddly, and it's coming from this cylinder.
Okay, I figured that when I saw them holding hands.
Yeah.
It's very unprofessional.
Exactly.
Like back rub. at
Mhm.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does happen.
Oh, this isn't the 70s. Not anymore.
This would be what their parents would do. Your grandparents might do this, but they won't. Okay. So you guys get back onto the elevator. They close the door from the outside, and you feel the elevator rattling upwards, and it opens up onto the sort of the entrance hall.
Let's go check out the office.
Yeah, let's go to the office. I was going to say, go investigate that.
All right. Well, I will need an investigate check from you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I see
got
no
one.
successes.
I got one success.
You got one success. Okay.
Yeah.
So you are rooting through this big office space, and you find. Oh, you get to ask 2 of the questions from this list here. I'll put the list in the chat. There you go. You can ask 2 of those questions.
Each or as a group?
Andrew can ask 2 of those questions because he got a success.
What is it? Like, this is one of the questions, by the way. What is it in this scenario?
I guess it'd be the cylinder.
Wait, I thought we were going to the office.
Yeah, you guys are investigating the office right now.
I'm gonna ask.
So,
What
so you
does-
guys are rooting through like files and looking at desks and stuff.
I'm gonna
Oh,
ask, what
okay.
does it
Yeah.
mean?
What does it mean? What does it all mean? That's one of your questions.
Yeah, that's gonna be the first one, I think.
Okay.
What does it mean?
What does it mean? To you as a 13-year-old, this means that nobody's watching you. Nobody's taking care of you. Nobody will be looking over your shoulder or telling you can't be on the computer at night. And then you also realize that nobody will be looking after Sally. Nobody will be cooking your meals. Nobody will be making sure that, that help you when your tummy hurts. Things like that. That's what it means right now.
I get 2. Is that right?
Yeah, you get 2 questions. Kind of hard to answer the question for this thing. I was trying to think.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. So these are basically like.
I'll let you pick another. I'll let you pick another 2 if you want.
Yeah, so this is like a reference thing, right? So I
Yeah.
have to like kind of use these as a reference towards a question. Is that right?
You get to ask 2 of these questions.
Is it like a reference so I can slightly alter it?
Yeah, you can
towards
alter it. Yeah,
What I'm looking for, yeah.
yeah, sure.
So how can I get to the cylinder?
How can you get to
I'm
the
an app.
cylinder?
Yeah.
You know that the adults will not let you near the cylinder. You'd have to remove the adults from the area in order to do that. But you also remember from your high comprehend check earlier, for your successful comprehend check earlier, that the cylinder had that thick black cord coming out of it, and it had that deep thrumming. So it probably is using a lot of energy, whatever it is, and that energy is not coming from inside of it. It's coming from somewhere else.
Where is the power supply?
The power supply would be likely above ground.
So we need to go investigate above ground.
Maybe that field where the people were. It's the one other thing we have.
Yeah, that's the only other. I guess there would be like sort of not a power plant, but like a grid somewhere, a power grid somewhere.
Okay.
So, is that all that's in this office? Yeah, it was just these.
Other people can make investigate checks if they'd like.
I'll do that. Oh, I already did.
Oh, did you get a? Yeah, you didn't get any successes.
Oh yeah, that's okay. That's what we're investigating. Yeah.
Is a success only a 6?
Only a 6. Sorry.
It's really tough.
Oh, and boom, was that also your roll right for it?
Yeah.
Oh.
That was. Well, there are like surface stations though.
This is true.
We could also check out one of those.
I'm gonna give you guys a choice as a group right now. Do you want me to accelerate the story so we finish tonight, or do you want to let this play out and possibly meet up another time?
I'm down for either.
Yeah, I'm not too fussed. Like, company 2:40 a.m. here, so I'm in it for the long haul.
Sure.
No matter.
I can definitely finish it in one more session, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd
Let's
be
do
down
one
for
more
like.
session,
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
and then we can really. You don't have to feel rushed with the storytelling.
Sure.
Yeah.
This would. Yeah.
Okay. So so the power is being pumped in from above ground somewhere.
Do we? I guess this would be investigate, but like, are you able to tell us if we see like, oh look over there, it's a huge black cord that came up from the floor.
No, there's like no way of tracing where it leads to, I guess. I'm guessing it
No,
doesn't lead
you would
back
need-
towards the elevator. Yeah.
how many successes did you get? Just one.
Just one. Yeah.
Just one. Yeah. So that's all I can tell you.
I think we should check out a service station.
Okay.
Just like we're
Let's
like
do
we
it.
didn't have any success here, so let's go check out. You know, we'll check on the one on the other side of that field that the people
Yeah.
were walking into.
Sure.
Yeah, there must be one around there. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys are gonna go back and check out that field?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'll lead them back to the
Get back
pool
on our
as well.
bikes.
Yeah, you get back on your bikes. You're biking down the road. It's about it's probably about 6 at this point. You guys spent a little bit of time there, and
Did we
you
bring snacks?
Of course.
I didn't.
Like,
you'd have to stop by your house to bring snacks.
Well, we also have your mom's purse, so we could just like we have all the money.
That's true. You can stop by a
And
7-Eleven.
also, moms always have snacks in their purses. I pull out like a home Ziploc, one of those Ziplocs that doesn't like zip, but it's the kind that fold over. that
Sandwich
don't really
bags.
close.
Yeah.
Sandwich
Yeah.
bags, yeah. And it's got like dried apricot in it.
Something weird. Your mom's on a
And I-
health kick.
And I offer it to you guys, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess I'll eat a couple.
Yeah, I'll have some. I say thanks.
And I have some too, and then put it back in the purse,
Yeah.
and then
I,
put
I
the
pull
purse
out.
in my
I pull out. There's a little bit like purse fluff, like
Yeah.
attached to one of them.
Okay, so you guys head back to the field, and you see another person trying to sneak into this field. They're looking around. They're going,
An adult or
It's an adult, yeah. And they sneak in.
I guess we follow them.
How tall is the grass taller than the adult?
No, but it's taller than you guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'll say you get an extra dice on sneak checks.
My sneak is really bad.
4. Let's see.
I got 4 + 1, so 5. But I mean, I want to let me roll to follow.
So Lizzie will be able to sneak.
I've
I
been
will not-
practicing.
I will not be able to
like,
sneak.
'cause Indiana Jones, they sneak around a lot.
For sure.
I failed again.
Oh dear.
Uh,
You trip and fall and
uh,
scrape your knee.
I asked Lizzie for a plaster. 'cause
Oh,
surely
I do.
you-
I do.
Ah,
well.
okay. So if you get more than one success on a check, you have bonus effects. Bonus effects can be found under the skills portion on page 72. One of the bonus effects is give a success to another kid, or you find something unexpected or more than what you were looking for. So which one would you choose?
72. Let me.
Yeah.
I want to give. I'm gonna give my success to Andrew. Wait, because yeah, because Lizzie
Yeah,
succeeded.
you two made it. I'm just not sneaky enough.
Well, now you are, because Daniel actually caught you before you hit the ground.
Oh, so I didn't bump my knee. I don't need a plaster.
Exactly. Exactly.
Need
Yeah,
a
you don't bump your
Band-Aid.
Okay, you guys actually sneak through. You're following this path made in the grass by these other people. And you come up and you hear maybe 20 or 30 other people. And you also start to smell it smells like a porta potty. A little bit.
Ugh.
And you get closer and there's a large circle of tramped down grass. And you see that there are people there. And Andrew, you actually see your mom in there.
Oh, Mum, hi.
Yeah. Do you say that? Well, I'm gonna play the scene out before you actually respond
Yeah,
to
I
that
guess-
question.
I guess we're sneaking at the moment, so no.
Yeah.
Figure it
And
out.
yeah, you get close and you see that these people they're acting very strange. They're definitely they're all around again another cylinder. With the same thing on the side, ARAN. But some of them are making out. Some of them are doing things that you learned about in health class. Two of the men are fighting each other. They're like punching each other. They are another one is just sort of another one like bumped somebody as they were walking past and just gets slapped by that person. They are acting very strange and uninhibited.
What is my mum
Yeah.
doing?
Your mom is kissing a stranger. And then
Gonna-
somebody else comes up and tries to kiss that same stranger, and your mom actually growls at them.
I'm gonna run up to her and scream at her and go, "What the hell are you doing? Like, that's not Dad. What are you doing?"
Yeah, so she turns to you and let's see.
Growls at me as well.
Yeah, so she turns around and actually shoves you down. Shoves you down on the ground.
What the hell, Mum?
She grunts at you and points
She pointing at.
away. Points away, back where you came.
Is this cylinder got a cord as well?
Does it say that again? Oh, it does have a cord, yes.
I guess I'll try and follow the cord.
You see that there's 3 or 4 other people coming towards you. They do not look happy. They look angry. I will go ahead, Daniel.
I want to go talk to some of them. I want to try and talk to them.
Okay. Let's say that this is happening at the same time that Andrew is interacting with his mom.
Okay.
Oh no, are you talking to the 3 people that are approaching us?
Yes.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so Andrew's kind of on his butt. And Jan, you go and you stand next to Andrew on the ground at these 3 people approaching. And one of them is a man that you recognize from the arcade. It's actually the boss from the arcade. And then the other one is actually your homeroom teacher. Yeah. Mr. Spigolante. And they the third one is the guy you don't the third one is the guy you've sort of seen around town, but you don't remember their name. But they are approaching you, and one of them has their shirt ripped. Another one is kind of bleeding from a wound on their neck, and they are approaching you with ill intent. What do you say to them?
So what I'm trying to do is I feel like I want to do an empathize roll, if I'm understanding
Sure.
the skill correctly.
Let's take a gander. Empathize.
I think that's
yeah, that would be good. Empathize is figuring out what makes people tick.
Yeah. So.
So 1 success gives you 2 questions from that page.
I got no success from that.
No successes. Okay. So you can tell that these people obviously don't want you here. But it's drugs. These people are on drugs.
Okay.
Oh, it's back to the 60s again.
Exactly. But as far as from a gameplay perspective, Boom, remember, you just failed your empathize check.
Yeah.
So, but your character, Daniel, now knows that these guys are on drugs.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're just like still moving toward us? Or
Oh, yeah.
Am I... Okay.
I'm gonna go up and run back into the grass.
I'm going to need a move check from you.
Move check. Oh, that's bad. Come on. Oh, almost. I got a 5.
A 5. So you actually are yanked up by one of the guys, by your homeroom teacher, actually. Excuse me. And he tosses you away. He's surprisingly strong right now, stronger than you would expect. He tosses you towards the grass and just yells at you. Rah!
gonna, I guess, crawl into the grass so I can't be seen.
Okay, yeah. You crawl into the grass. You walk away. They seem to leave you. They seem to let you be as you sort of leave the circle of trampled grass.
And like, how big is this circle?
I'd say it's about 50 feet in diameter. Yeah, or you're British.
I kind of get. Okay. So
Okay.
I kind of understand.
Okay. Yeah, it's big enough that these guys can kind of all hang out and do whatever.
And there's the tall grass all the way around it.
Yes, you're kind of in the middle of a big field.
I'm gonna call Lizzie and Janel over.
Yeah, I've kind of just been standing there, like, watching everything, like, shocked a bit, and then I go back into the grass, and I'm watching through the stalks of the grass.
Sure. All right, Jane, what are you doing? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Whoever can
that's
talk,
right.
can talk. Sorry.
I wanna, you know what? Just for fun, because it's a game.
Sure.
I'm gonna try and force, which has not much, but you know it's something.
Sure.
And see if I can like push back.
You'll need You're fighting 3 guys. You'll need 3 successes.
Oh. Okay, I run away.
Yeah. Okay. This is a nearly impossible situation of a 13-year-old standing up to 3 grown men.
Yeah.
3 grown men that are mentally
Messed
influenced.
up. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So you run away. I'm gonna need a move check from you then.
Okay. Whoopsies.
Also, I would remind you, as a rocker, do you think that you may have seen a movie that makes you think that the power of music is all these people need?
What kind of
Music soothes the savage beast.
So like
I'm just suggesting that's it wouldn't work, but it would be something.
okay. Like what skill would that be though?
That
Really?
would be
Just whips out his keytar.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like what bonus does my keytar give me?
That could be it's a +2 to any roll that you convince me is applicable.
Okay.
Yeah. So your items can be used to however you want them to be. You just have to convince me that it's thematically appropriate. So, for example, Lizzie, if you wanted to use your books and you were forcing, you would bonk somebody on the head with them and get a +2 to your roll.
So what if I feel like the power of my song can move some people? So no,
Okay.
oh shit, that's my songbook. That's not an item.
Oh, you're
but,
right. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. But my keytar with empathize.
Empathize would be
I kinda
insight.
confused. That would be an insight.
Yeah, empathize
Investigate?
would be the D&D skill insight. You're trying to see if somebody's lying or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dang.
Charm is kind of, I think, what you're thinking of.
Oh.
Make
okay.
people do what
Oh,
you
I do
want.
have a good charm.
Yeah.
I do have a good charm. So yeah, that's also.
Yeah.
I try to play my keytar for them, and
Okay.
farm them with my music.
Roll whatever d6s you want +2. So it'd be heart plus charm +2.
Yeah.
However many d6s he wants.
No.
got
1d6.
success.
Sure. So they stop. They stop coming towards you, and they stop grunting, and they just sort of like waving back and forth. Like, and you're over there like. "Boo, boo, 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 boo."
And I'm now that I've got them distracted, I'm like, help me out. See if we can get something off these guys.
Wait, what do you mean get something off them?
I don't know. Try and find out what's happening. Maybe we can follow now that they're distracted.
Oh, like investigate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, there's a skill called
I was like,
investigate.
are we-
Fantastic.
Are we lifting stuff off them? No.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Let's.
Whatever
I
we
guess-
find.
Yeah.
Now that
investigating.
they're kind of placated, right? I'm gonna keep playing my keytar for them.
Sure. Oh, I'm gonna pull up some. Let's see.
I got one
I-
success on my investigate.
I got 0.
God. Okay, this is good. This is good. I like this. Okay, Andrew, you got one success.
Yeah, one success. Yeah.
You get 2 questions.
From that list again.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. How can I get past them?
You actually asked me that earlier. You'd have to remove the adults from the situation.
Oh yeah, I did. Ooh. Is that top one a question as well? What is hidden here and where is it?
Yes.
I guess I'll ask that one. What is hidden here and where is it?
There's another power cord going off to the grass.
What has happened here?
You can tell that these people have been here for, some of them have been here for a couple days, some of them less. And they have 0 inhibitions. And it appears that their language centers have been degraded as well. They almost seem like cavemen.
They're on
It's
the
like they're being
stream.
controlled by their id,
Yes.
which we would all know because we've read Lord of the Flies. That was out back then, right?
Yeah, I want to say that's an 80s movie, surely.
Published in 1954, yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When was the movie out?
Uh,
I didn't even know there was a movie.
1990.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got taught in school. Lord
Yeah.
of the Fly.
Do they show that in British school? That makes sense. That's especially funny though, considering it's a critique of British boarding boys.
Yeah, this is what you could end up like.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, fantastic. All right, we are actually at 10 o'clock. I think we will stop it there with that awesome guitar solo.
Yeah.
And we will meet up at a later date. I will stop the stream now, thanks to the one person who's watching. I think it's just Streamlabs that is my one viewer. But